Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is another installment of Us versus Movies. I'm Kevin,
I'm Dustin.
and today we are talking, to my shock, and maybe everyone listening, 1994's True Lies. James Cameron is to blame. He got a hold of the story. He got a hold of with Randall. I'm not even going to say Randall Franks. You won't know him. It's his screenplay, and it's based off a French movie called The Total. If you didn't know that, I mean, I don't really know if that was a big thing, knowing if it was a remake or from
I
another
just learned that
country.
tonight.
Yeah, I I I had I had a suspicion something was awry with these lies of truth, but I wasn't ready for it to be a French joint. It's got Arnold Schwarzenegger in. Do we dare say it's prime? Is this pre
I re-
twins or post twins?
this is post twins for sure, but it's. I'm not gonna say it's his prime. It's more of
The beginning of the end?
yeah, but weirdly enough, I remember this time. It was kind of like this was right before Junior, so
Okay.
and
It's where they wanted
Eraser
him
and
he was
Jingle All the
more
Way.
he's self-aware, he's a little more whimsical. He's not so stone-faced, stoic killing machine like your commandos, your terminators.
Yeah. But he had not done anything for, a couple years worth of damn. And so it was weirdly, I remember this being viewed as like some weird comeback, even though
Mm,
he didn't go anywhere. I think like a Last Action Hero bombed. And so then
real
it was
hard.
like, yeah. And then like Beretta's Island, which
What? Did you
never,
make that up? I never even heard of that.
yeah, no, exactly. That's what happened. So this was viewed as his comeback.
Okay,
It's
I
some
guess
movie called
so.
Dave. I don't know what that is either. I mean, is that like
I
the Dave? Oh, that is the Dave, the Dave Whitehouse movie. What the fuck? Why was he in that?
okay.
All right. So yeah, he had like basically he had like 3 bad years, and so this was viewed as a comeback. I remember
Back
that.
back to
Like,
form, back to the true
yeah,
Arnie ways.
they were like fucking, Schwarzenegger, Cameron, they're back together. We're gonna fucking love all this shit.
Yeah.
Spoiler: I did not love all this shit when it came out.
Well,
So
it
brace
it
yourself.
you got a running time of 141 minutes, a budget of
It was
100 to 120 million dollars. That's massive at the time.
mm-hmm.
The box office,
All those fighter pilot jets.
their Harriers, three 378 million. That's very, very good for
A 94 movie.
The James and Arnie combo, I guess.
Yeah.
Not only is it James and Arnie making this happen, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Arnold, who I'm not a fan of in this movie, Bill Paxton, which I was surprised I loved, and
Surprised I yeah, he was a shining spot of the movie for sure, but then at the same time you kind of look at it and go, Bill, why would you ever play this character? Did
yeah,
you owe James that
yeah,
much?
it was a
Did you?
favor role. It felt like. And he
A
was just going to
horrible
have
favor.
fun with it, and we'll get to him later, but he just steals every scene he's in just because he's what we like to call an actor. I don't know what
Yeah.
these other people were doing, but
Well,
this guy was acting.
this was definitely the return of Jamie Lee Curtis. Like this is the whole reason why she still has a career right now because she had nothing going on before this of notability, other and I'm saying like post Halloween, obviously. I'm not saying like she didn't do shit with her
Well, saying
career. I'm just
saying
saying,
Halloween made her, okay, anything's pretty much post Halloween, right?
yeah.
Other
So
than like her mom and dad making
but
her.
like, like Arnold had a couple bad years and then this was his comeback. She had like a couple bad decades and this was
Right,
her comeback. And then Tom Arnold, yeah, this is the whole reason you still have to deal with Tom Arnold. And I
right. Yeah.
I remember people being like, Tom Arnold's so great, so funny in that movie, and I'm still waiting for him to make me laugh.
He won't.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
He won't.
And
He
my favorite Chinese Filipino, Tia Carrere. Love this chick. Huge
mm,
crush. I was so happy when she was in it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, it was like dick in hand instantly when I saw it on screen.
I
I
mean,
was like, here we go.
like easy, slow down. But yeah, I was like, I forgot how good she was. Really good in this movie. Totally underutilized.
Right.
But
She's there for a cup of coffee, I think.
I'm just like, and I think I don't remember. I'm sure there was some information on like why her career kind of, went to the relic hunter and then never came back. But I mean, I have a sad feeling it was probably, a Me Too related story. I could have swore she had a Me Too
Oh,
story.
really?
Yeah, and that's why, like, that she was one of these women that were labeled as hard to work with.
I could see it. I mean, she came up when that was, I guess, I would assume just more rampant than ever. And she seems like a chick that would not play ball with that. So that's probably why she had so many off again, on again performances where she was thrusted into these big features or predominant role. I don't want to say predominant roles, but I mean, she got out of a 2-hour and 20-minute movie or whatever, she got like 15 minutes maybe of screen time.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe being generous.
But
yeah.
Also, this movie is fucking really long. It's so much longer than I remember. I was like, Jesus Christ.
For everyone out there, if this movie was on a VHS, it came with 3 of them with a rubber band around it if you rented it from the video store. That's how long this shit was.
This is actually just a one VHS.
I don't believe it.
They made it fit. They made it fit. They made it fit.
Came with the laser disc. People are like, what the fuck are these things?
The laser disc was definitely just one. Just, really big. They used the whole thing.
Not only is the running time just way too long for what this is, the pacing is fucking tragic. And it makes it feel like 4 hours and 20 minutes where you're like, man.
It makes it feel like you've watched 2 different movies, and then those 2 movies just start having the worst slam sex at the end, and you're just like, please stop it. Stop it. The children.
I'm not even kidding. I thought I marathon a TV show where I was like, one more episode, man, I'll go to bed. One more. Oh, man, the finale's 2 hours. All right.
Little did we know, La Totale was actually a TV miniseries.
Fuck, dude. It was brutal.
Yeah. To say the fucking least, that's for sure. We'll jump into it, Kevin. Actually, no, before we jump in, I imagine at some point there was a bunch of just, I assume old white people sitting around a table, and James Cameron, who was a moderately old guy, was
James Cameron. He's cameos in this movie. I'll bring him up when we get to the scene.
Zoned out because this movie made it really hard for me to focus. So, but anyway, so I just imagine him sitting. He's pitching it. He's trying to get the funds, and he's just like, "What if James Bond had trouble at home?" And then they were just like, "Fucking, we love it. Make a completely different movie, I guess, or something." I don't know.
I'd have been like, "What?"
I feel like that was a very prominent theme in its marketing for some reason.
For sure, it's trying to be very meta, right? It's trying to be like, oh, James Bond's a ladies' man, but what if he was a double agent with a boring, frumpy wife at home? And I was like, listen,
and a shitty teenage daughter that's just, we don't try to control her at all. We're just constantly just leaving her, just fucking leaving her like her career left her.
I can't wait till you grow up and you're in the dollhouse.
They were like, can't wait till you grow up and do Dark Angel, and James Cameron really fucked over your career. Is he your Me Too story? I'm thinking yes, maybe. Possibly.
So the movie came out in the 90s. It's based off the 1991 French movie. This came out in 94, so they were pretty quick to it. Yeah. So I guess I want to just give like here's my thing. And I'm very scared to watch any of these older movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger because I'm scared he's terrible. And if I go back and I'm going to be like I know he can't act. You didn't watch him to act when he's the Terminator. He said maybe like 10 lines. when he's in Total Recall, that was like the most range I ever saw him have. And that was kind of like, okay, Paul Verhoeven, that's why I'm here, right, everyone? And you're kind of like, all right, this is good. Commando, maybe 20 lines, but it was just such pure ultra violence that you're like, this is cool. And when this movie came out, I really wasn't on US action movies. I already went to Hong Kong and I've been watching like foreign movies in China. So my taste had already switched. And I really kind of wonder now if I look back, if we watch Total Recall or any of those movies, are they awful? Like, has age done a number on them? Has nostalgia just tricked me up and tricked me one last time?
Yeah, and I would not recommend watching them.
I think maybe Commando, because it's just so like raw, where it's a one trick pony, where this tries to be witty and cute and like whimsical and shit, and then he
tries to kill a horse.
Like, I got comments on that. And I think this is a bad movie and it's very terrible. The pacing is what bothered me the most, but I thought to myself while watching this, at this time period, I think it needed someone that can act to save a lot of the scenes where there was acting involved. Like, I think Bruce Willis probably would have killed this in my, like, real Hudson Hockey. You know what I mean? Like, because that's what it kind of.
I think he was doing Hudson Hawk at the same time.
Bruce Willis, like, love him or like this era, Bruce Willis now just shows up and just says stuff and walks away from the camera. But then, like, in this time, he was pretty charismatic, and I think he would have had a lot more fun with the movie. And I think he would have been more energetic and just, I guess, charismatic. Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger just kind of, he can't even wink. Like, he goes to wink in the fucking plane and he like just tilts his fucking head. I'm like, fuck you. And he tries to take the Harrier off the fucking bridge, and it's supposed to be ha, but he looks like a dickhead. You're like, you're a dickhead. They'd shoot you before I'm going to give you the grid. No, dude, they're going to give you a fucking $1 million jet just to go shoot more American buildings, you dumbass.
Oh, he's going to shoot some American buildings.
Yeah, dude.
He's like, you ever want to know where the Matrix took it from? Right here.
Like, and if you want to play it real dry and somber, Chuck Norris, he's a little older at the time. I would have preferred to see that. But like Arnold, he just sucks at this role. I don't believe he's CIA anything. He's too dumb. I look at it.
They're Omega.
What is that?
I don't know. They just made it up. They're just like,
was that so?
I had forgotten about that. And I was just like, oh, Omega. What? The fucking last line? Why are you such a big unit? Like,
it would have been sick if like Kenny Omega came in and hit him with the fucking V trigger of the chin. I'd be like, yeah, Kenny, you take over.
He's like, I fucking will, but you badmouth fucking Terminator ever again, I'll kill you.
No, I love Terminator, the first one. So I guess we could just dive into this, and I can just bust its balls as we go.
Yeah, otherwise we're just gonna sit here and just cherry pick parts to tear apart. Because
you know what? Before you go any further, shout out to the fucking stunt man in this movie. He had more scenes than Arnold did. There's not one action scene where I'm like, that's Arnold. Like, that's Arnold.
Yeah, no.
Dude, they don't even try to cover it up half the time. There's sometimes where they try to like obscure his face when he's climbing the mansion, but I'm just looking at him like, bro, that is completely a different dude. Like,
like, did those hands just switch mid-scene? They fucking did.
Did that hair become long and flowy? Like, how come his face doesn't look all plasticky now? Arnold's like, hey, fucking low blow.
You can't do anything on the face, man. It's like the fucking.
I was your governor.
You know, I ran California to the ground. I'll do it again.
Oh, man.
Now I sleep outside in front of my own statues because the hotel's shitty and won't let me in.
Yeah. You banged the babysitter. We get it.
Yeah, you don't talk about my fall from grace. Just talk about fucking True Lies, man.
This movie won a lot of awards too. It's got a wiki. You guys can watch it. So we're in Sweden. There's this giant mansion, this big frou-frou party because there's just rich people everywhere in tuxes and ball gowns and dresses. It's just cocktail dresses. It's beautiful. But then it's like the opening to Metal Gear Solid and shit. He's coming out of the ice. He's got the scuba gear. He cracks up. That's the most bullshit ice I've ever seen. I hate breaking balls about visual, like props and shit, but the ice was shit.
And it's like, okay, so he could just like punch through the ice. Like,
It
how
had-
not frozen was this fucking ice? Like, have you seen a frozen lake?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
And also, I'm gonna go even a step further, Kevin. Remember he was welding through, like doing some like weld cuts in the water,
Yeah,
and it was bright as fuck.
yeah.
And all those guards were just like, "What's going on down there?
the
Not a
guard's like,
goddamn thing. I'm just gonna mind my own
No, no,
business.
no,
That's in the water."
he needs
I
the
don't care.
shot. I mean, I get it. The fence went down, so he had to go. It just wasn't like a magical lake you could dip under, go, surprise, motherfuckers, I'm here. He had to earn his way. But I was just like, what? Okay, this thing's lit up like the fucking surface of the sun. How the fuck you just creeping in here? But then, and then he does the real James Bond bust into my tuxedo because it's a party, and you're like, oh, I see what we're doing here. Parody. And he walks in, and there's Dobermans everywhere. Like, this is like, it's uncomfortably guarded, or I'm like, I don't even want to go here.
Yeah, like why would you go to this party? It's the most unwelcoming party ever.
I get it.
And
It's
why
this-
was his tuxedo not wet at all, Kevin?
he had
like
one of
a
those.
wetsuit? Yes, it keeps you dry, but like you're telling, I'm just like, come on, like that thing's like perfectly.
I mean, the
why
suit
would
was
you
still
wear-
perfectly pressed. Like, it was
Exactly.
still like,
Why would you wear
crease.
that in the wetsuit, the skin tight wetsuit?
I
And he
get it.
comes
Like,
out and he's just like, I'm ready to fuck this party.
and he just puts his earpiece in, and then we're just introduced to Tom Arnold, and fuck, here comes all the, like, they're not even dad jokes. They're just like, he just speaks, right? He doesn't deliver anything with a comedic performance. He doesn't sell his own
doesn't.
joke. He just says something that's supposed to be awkwardly funny in the moment, but no one sells his fucking joke. So you as the viewer going, I don't know, shut the fuck up. Arnold doesn't care. He's working. What's his name's Harry Trister, I believe, in this.
Yeah.
Harry Tasker. I'm sorry. He's in there, and then what's his name? The co-pilot, the second of his 3-man team, played by Art Malik.
He's new to the team. I don't remember his name. It was like Feliz or Falas or I don't know. I'll pull it back up here.
I think he had a Persian name. Oh no, Art. Malik
Yeah,
the
it was
guy.
Felis or Phalis. Yeah, that's as good as it's getting. It's Faisil. Like,
It was-
there you go. Someone else could be like, I hate when he spells this shit out. Like, fucking, I don't know either.
Yeah, he's got like 10 minutes of scene on this epically long movie.
I actually recognized him. I was like, oh, you do a lot of shit after this.
No, he's a huge character actor. I've seen him
Yeah.
tons of stuff. So he sneaks in Metal Gear Solid style, but he can't just like sneak in the front. He's got to climb up the side. I was like, this big oaf, his ass not climbing the side of this with any agility, but he does. And I was like, oh,
why would he? Here's the thing. He climbs up. Or no, wait, he doesn't. Yeah, he does climb up. No, he doesn't climb up at this part. No, he goes in through the service entrance.
Oh, you're right. He goes into the service entrance, and then he climbs up to put the hard drive in. You're okay.
Yeah, later on. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's looking for the bathroom.
So he comes in. He speaks perfect Swiss.
I don't think it was Swiss.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was probably just Austrian. He was just like, I'm just gotta speak with native tongue here, and starts pretending that he's in charge of food or something for a second, just to, sneak past.
I didn't understand that at all. I was like,
I was like, no one's questioning you. Just keep walking.
And if a chef or a cook or a waiter questions you, like, punch him in the throat. Like, just ignore him, dude. Like,
I would be like, why are you talking to the guests?
Yeah.
Huh? You were told not to.
Shouldn't you be making like tartar somewhere, motherfucker? That's what
Like they know where they can. They saw the guards when they came in. They don't want to interact with anyone. They want to do their job and get the fuck out and hope they get paid and not killed. Okay? They're not gonna be like, oh, random extra guy. I'm really dedicated to this fucking place.
Well, I mean, I don't think they kill the help. And then if he was in the back, he could have just been like, yeah, I'm looking for the shitter. Like you said it before, and they'll go, hey man, the food might taste pretty bad, but we don't shit back here. And then he's
gotta go party.
We're like, excuse me?
I got to go party. Have you ever seen? I got to go number 2 in the party.
The party's out there, sir. Enjoy.
Oh, this worked out. I'll go.
So he starts like fraternizing and shit, like rubbing elbows with everybody. He's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going, buddy?" And they're just like,
"Yeah, it's one of the worst jokes." He just pretends he knows everyone. Like that's, I guess, what you do to like blend in, and everyone's just too full of pride to call him out on that. And that really bothered me because they used it twice, and I was like, "No, this is the worst joke ever, if it's even considered a joke."
Well, that's the thing is like, it's because Arnold's not inherently funny, right? So if it's supposed to be played for humor and be amusing, that's why I think he's an awful choice for this. And somebody else could have probably brought some more charisma to it and been kind of like, oh, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, that's all right. I see what you're doing there. When he does it, you're just like, that's awkward.
Some horrible voiceover of a guy going, who was that? I don't fucking know. And you're just like, what the? Are you in the same movie? What's happening?
There was ADR like everywhere, like especially a lot of the bilingual scenes. Any like that guy's dialogue. There's some real terrible stuff with the daughter at the end where you're just like, fuck, why'd you even have her say anything? Like just have that stunt woman sit there on the plane and just chill out, because when it cuts to her, it cuts to the girl. She gains like 150 pounds. She's a full woman. That she's a child.
I don't even know if that was a woman. I think that was just a man. They were just like, man. Get me Tiny Ricky. He's just like, I'm here, boss. They're like, all right, Tiny Ricky, you're a girl this time. He's like, I'm used to it, boss. All right, get me on that plane. They're like, all right, Tiny Ricky.
The Tiny Ricky story.
The Tiny Ricky story. Doing stunts for every woman in Hollywood.
So, his handler Albert, played by Tom Arnold, is like, "Hey man, I'm just gonna fucking talk and annoy everyone else that can hear it." And
I'm just never gonna stop talking.
Never gonna stop talking.
So that
and
Arnold
I pray
doesn't have to talk.
Yeah, and I
still will.
And I just hope the audience is just holding their fucking gut, just busting a nut, laughing so hard because I ate Roseanne Barr's beaver. Everyone, that's how I got a job. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
weren't you in that DMX movie?
Maybe. I remember before I watched this movie, because I didn't watch it till it had a home release. I did not rush to the theater. So many people told me to watch it. And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, just watch it for Tom Arnold. And I was like,
friends no longer.
Yeah, I was like, well, we were coworkers. And I was like, I hope they quit soon. And I watched it and I was like, this Tom Arnold? Is there a different Tom Arnold in this movie? Because I wouldn't watch anything for this Tom Arnold. This guy sucks so much every time he opens his mouth.
Yeah, it's bad. Arnold's on the dance floor.
Arnold is on the... Well, yeah, no, he's eyeing everything on the dance floor.
Yeah, Harry, he's scoping it out. He's kind of looking for... He's trying to get upstairs to basically get to this hard drive or computer so he can they can spike the hard drive and pull all the data from it, and encrypted data, of course. And he runs into Mrs. Schwing herself, Juno, and they start talking and chatting about art, and I believe it was a bunch of Persian statues, and she was like, "Oh,
you're skipping." No, so first he makes contact with, they make eyes, and then he finds his target, and then he goes upstairs and does the pull up, the patio pull up.
Oh, he does that before he talks to Juno?
Yeah, because it's when he comes back down after the shitter joke that he feels that he's been made, so he starts talking to her, and then
that's right, because the security's like, "Hey man," and then one guy's like, "Hey, he upper decked the fucking toilet."
Someone did an upper decker up here, god damn it. And Arnold's like, "Oh no, they found They found the surprise poopy.
And Tom Warner's like, bro, did you upper decker their shit? And he's like, I just go,
Harry. Harry, I told you not to do an upper decker. Come on. I mean, what would fucking Helen say? So
yeah.
He said Helen's name so many times in this movie.
You will know Helen's name.
You will know. You won't know his name until a couple times when he says Gib, and you're just like, your fucking name's Gib? God, Jesus Christ. Who named these characters? An asshole named James Cameron?
Oh, that was his last name, Gibson. That's why they called him Gib.
Yeah, we'll get to the dumb shit I'm kind of referring to other stuff, too.
Oh.
But also, who goes by Gib?
Hey, man, if I'm Gibson, I'm for sure going by. I'm going by Gibster. I'm going by Gibby. Like fucking Hey Carly or whatever. iCarly. I'm the Gibster.
Gibarama. Is that what you said?
No, iCarly.
No, I know. You corrected yourself and said iCarly, but it sounded like you said I hate Carly first.
I mean, I didn't hate it. It was a pretty humorous show.
All right, we're not here to put fucking iCarly over. Like
she's like, didn't need it, motherfucker. We were champions.
Need it. I fucking retired off that shit. Eat a dick.
Sam's date basketball players. Everybody's like, interesting.
I mean, and then also having her nudies leaked on the internet. So, be cautious, kids.
Yeah. Don't take pictures of your tits and put them on cyberspace.
Don't give them to people that are not trustworthy with your tit pics. So, so then he comes down and they do a quick background on her, see that she's into art, so he starts faking some shit, and like he just starts pulling shit out of the air, like this must be Persian. And
Gibbs feeding them lines.
Yeah.
Because Gibb can see exactly what the fuck's going on and hear it. He can hear statues. He can hear the room.
He knows exactly what they're looking at, where they are.
You guys ever see Daredevil?
It's like that.
Just like that.
That's what Gibb has. Only he can see too, and his mouth never shuts up. So, and then so Harry could leave. He could just leave. Like no one's checking on this computer that was running like Windows 96, I think. So
the good one.
Nah, I think it was actually running 93 because this is a 94 movie. So
no, it was in the they had an early beta in 98, pre-alpha.
Yeah. I mean, I saw. I was like, "Is that a server edition? Why did you have the server edition? What the fuck?"
He's like, "I got to launch missiles from this dude. I'm kind of a terrorist."
The one guy in the van, he was just like, "Oh, this is gonna take a little bit, guys." He's like, "Oh, got your password." I was like, "Slow down, buddy. I'm pretty sure there's not a goddamn password on this computer." So
I'm sure that fucker was running DOS. So calm down.
That thing was the most yellowed thing in that room outside of Arnold's teeth. Okay, so just
like a Game Boy screen.
Yeah.
The OG one, everyone. I know there was a color one. Fuck you.
The first one, the one that, the best one. The battery eater. And then the tango clicks on, because they're just playing it on a tape, basically. And he's just like, "Do you tango?" And then you have to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tia Carrere do the tango. And neither one of them look comfortable. Yeah, they didn't learn the tango, first of all. They were like, well, here's two hot spots. This isn't like Dancing with the Stars where they're like, no, we're going to actually make you try to learn this shit in a week and you're still going to suck at it. This is like just dip her and boop her nose with a rose, which I thought was
his move, dude. That was his.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to boop your crotch with my dick next. That's his setup move. Like he's a 1-2 punch. The rose boops you, and then my penis head boops your butt cheek. Yeah. That's what happens.
The rose is the distraction for the fucking dick to slide on it, and you're just like, how'd that get there? He's just like, ha ha.
Is the punchline, because if I know Dustin, he's going to say he blew his dick out with steroids.
No, that was Stallone.
I assume Arnie too.
No, no. Obviously, Arnie did not, because he can't stop having illegitimate children. So, I mean, he can now, but.
And by illegitimate children, I mean these Terminator sequels. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, he can't stop having those either. So, I'm an old robot. Figure it out.
I'm an old robot. Makes no sense. I'm heavy as hell. And I have a wife and a daughter. The new one. Watch the new one. I fucking dare you. I watched it. I hate myself every day.
I will not. And so they just. I don't think they knew what to take. They don't look comfortable
Well, you know what?
together. And they
To,
definitely don't look comfortable doing the tango
to their
together.
credit, he should have just shot them at a medium or even a close up.
Yeah.
Let their face and their eyes do it.
Tried to like
Tango,
capture
it's a
the
romantic
room.
dance. It's a very sex, it's a very passionate. Like get in there, man. Just push heavy in on him. But then you see
Yeah.
Arnold's face, and you're like, God, you look like an action figure. And then you
And
want to pull out both ways.
just like his dad. He's like, oops, I got a son. Oh well. Ugh. My favorite part was there's this old couple. They're just trying to fill the room, and they bump into them, and they're just like, well, they almost knock them off their fucking feet because they're so smashed in on someone else for for the visual. And he kind of looks at Arnold like, "What the fuck you want me to do, man? What do you fucking want me to do? I'm just dancing with this fucking old lady." Like, fuck. It was just great because this guy's just like, "Oh god damn it, they really he hip smashed me. Learn how to dance, you barbarian." It was very distracting to me because this guy just kind of turns and looks at him like, "What the fuck, man? What the fuck?" And James Cameron's just like, "I don't know how to film dancing."
Yeah. We know.
And
We know.
And he's just like, all right, I gotta go.
Well, the security is now kind of on to the bad dancing, and they need to get him off the fucking dance
There's
floor.
like 5 people looking, even though it's like, well, maybe next time don't clear the floor for yourselves, you dicks.
How about bringing the most attention, you big ogre, by swinging this beautiful woman around in your no fucking dancing way and just going, oh, and they're gonna be like, whoa, that looks out of place. Let's shoot it.
Yeah, I'm sure a real spy would watch this and be like, you're doing the exact opposite of what you're supposed to be doing. You're drawing all the attention to yourself. At least that's what that Bravo show taught me.
Or Agent 47. Why do you still have your eyebrows? You're doing it wrong.
He's like, the brows. And yeah, so he's out. He's just like, and then Gibb is just like, well, what's your fucking plan now, Harry? What's your exit strategy? And I'm just like,
walk out the
none of this
front
was
door.
discussed beforehand.
This whole mission is off the hip. Yeah. How about we're gonna park in a cable van that's out of place over here,
2 miles out.
Like, what van are you in that just doesn't look conspicuous? Why didn't you be in like maybe an emergency vehicle or like like some sort of like maintenance type truck? You're in like a fucking satellite TV like hoagie van. You sell hoagies.
I sell sandwiches and satellite dishes, and suspiciously only at 8 o'clock at night in front of very rich houses
in Sweden. You dickheads.
Yeah, their van was just like, and they had all the lights on. It was like a glowing spectacle of a van.
It was real, just fucking.
And the other guy was out pissing in the snow. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, what operation is this?
They were like, "We're a mission go," and he's just like, "Doody doody doo, just tinkling in the snow, doody doody." He's like, "Hey, dude, man, get back in here. You're like the computer guy.
Piss in your fucking Volt jug." Like, can we have some fucking decorum? I got this dude over here tangoing. Oh, this dude's fucking making yellow snow. This team sucks.
I'm writing my name.
Yeah, fuck you. Get in here.
Almost done. Just got to get to the L.
So when Harry goes to leave, they're just kind of like, hey, sir, your dancing sucks, sir. And he's like,
just one guy is just like, who are you? I know every single person here, but you.
What I was waiting
there's
for
like 100 people, but whatever.
It's like, oh, hey, buddy, come over here. I'll tell you everything you want to know. Just can I bum a light? Can I get a smoky? And then he fucking punches him in the throat, gives him a fucking backbreaker, and I'm like, damn, that's sick. And then he just like beats the piss out of him behind a van, and then he just walks away. But no, Dustin, he nukes the whole fucking front.
He's like, here's my invitation. The dynamite I placed earlier that you were like, that seems really obvious, and they're like surrounding the house and they can't find it. And then boom.
Like, dude, number one, you left the hard drive. I guess that was just to spike it, but now they could probably trace it back to you.
Yeah, now they'd be like, oh, someone obviously stole this. Let's change our entire operation of plans.
Yeah, so. Number two, you totally gave up that, that they know that they know that you know. You probably hurt some people with that explosion that probably were just innocents. Number three, you just let the whole world know you're there and they got like a billion guns and dogs, but you're just gonna fucking, they're like, hey, remember that level in Modern Warfare 2 where you just kind of like, yeah, man, I do, the snowmobiles, and that guy's in a snowmobile, but
Now you know what based off of, Kevin.
he can barely keep up with you, but you're running down a hill and that guy's running that snowmobile like a 5 miles out and you shoot him like 7 times. He's just like, bro, I'm
Dude,
dead.
He shot everyone perfectly.
He shot
Just-
everyone a bunch. And I was like, damn,
Yeah.
dude, he's dead. Like, he's not moving. He doesn't have a self-res to get up and fucking shoot you
Don't
back.
tell me how to get hard, Kevin.
Yeah, all right, cool, man.
I need the mud and a lot of it.
Yeah, and he starts running down the hill, and the stuntman's just running from Arnold, and Arnold's just like, thanks, dude.
He's got to do a lot of work in this.
That stuntman got
4 stuntmen.
Dude,
All right, I need the running stuntman. Get him in here. He's just like
running down a hill like that with lights and shit in your face, that angle, like, I was like, dude, this guy's gonna trip and break his ankles or something. He was running like, oh fuck, a couple of times, and I was like, man, this guy is really good.
He's like, well, let's just take like 9, and I'm the 5th guy, so you just got to get good quick. So, yeah, it's not a fun scene. Like that's the thing. It's these action scenes, I'm sure some people would definitely pop for them. Like it's very Michael Bay, where it's just like there's a lot of like spots in this movie, like just a lot of like big spots.
I will give you some of that. This has a little bit more self-control than Michael Bay, but
no, for sure. Yeah.
You're right. They are just kind of spots. It's very 007 spy movies, like boom, boom. Here's our fucking cold open. Here's the beginning. We started off with a bang. But
even then, they're still very mediocre compared to James Bond movies.
No.
James Bond movies at this time.
I'm not comparing the quality. I'm just comparing the format, right?
Yeah. No. I'm not saying you are. I'm going to continue off of that. This is all I'm doing. And then, but the other major problem is, so you have all these mediocre spots connected by this horrible story with like atrocious pacing.
Well,
no logic of a fucking narrative at all. You're just like, what?
Well, I'll tell you what. When we get to it, when it really goes full blast, I'll tell you why it fails epically, because I just kept thinking about it, watching it. But yeah, this scene's really hard. It's because it's half in the dark. There's lights flashing. Some hit the camera. You can't really get the full. You can't really appreciate the full scene of what these guys did create in the stunt of running down the hill. I think it just wasn't shot really well to kind of make you really appreciative of it.
Yeah.
Just another James Bond comparison. I think the new James Bonds do a magnificent job of letting the stunts be seen in so many like wide shots, and they just let the stunt work steal the scene as it's supposed to, right? They do a great job of showing that. I know we're not there cinematically yet, but it's just a shitty action scene.
Yeah.
He makes it down the hill. The guys, of course, meet him there. They get in the car. He's like, hold on, I gotta kill 5 more motherfuckers shooting done murdering. I was like, bro, I get it. Like, it's not even cool right now. Like, just get out of there. Think of your team being safe. What if some dude runs out and hits a rocket launcher and blows all you to fuck?
No,
like,
because Kevin, this is selfish Harry.
That's true. That's true. You're right. It's selfish Harry.
Yeah, this is selfish Harry, which he just turns off and on with a flip of a switch. But this is selfish Harry. He don't give a fuck. He's here for the thrill, to be the hero.
And that will be the kind of the big takeaway. And I know it's played for comedy, but it doesn't really translate here because there's only one guy making bad jokes, where I think the lead should have been more comedic in his performance to make me go, okay, they're playing it up for laughs, because you're right, he is selfish, and it just makes her characters kind of stupid in the same way. And that kind of just a reoccurring theme of how the characters just do dumb things and put themselves in danger. So I don't feel there's no tension, there's no drama. Yeah. There's no, oh man, are they going to make it out? Because just Harry just shoots the gun in the air and 5 guys fall down. Whatever.
Yeah, there's only one guy you have to worry about, and not really.
Yeah. So we're back to Omega. This is where they go home and mission accomplished, right?
He's gotta. Well, you're getting him to the office too quick.
I see.
You still gotta go home, and Gibbs drops him off because Harry's in case
early in the morning.
I don't think Harry owns a fucking car. They're just driving this fucking Blazer or whatever the fuck it is. And he's giving him all of his shit. He's just like, here, I got you a gift for your daughter. I got you, this and that. And he's walking. He's like, Harry. He's like, holds up his wedding ring because this is Selfish Harry. Selfish Harry don't give a fuck that he doesn't have his wedding ring. He's like, whatever. He's on a mission fucking high,
Yeah, I'm action man. Even though that was Sweden to DC, so I don't know what high he's on.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, apparently that he just had a raging fucking boner the whole time. So
he just kept drinking bangs on the plane. He's like, I can't stop drinking these bangs. They're organic or something.
The fucking organic juices are just riling up my body. I'll be awake for 3 days. And then he gets home. He slips into bed. Jamie Lee Curtis snores and cuddles with him. And then we're in the next morning, and she's just like, "How was your trip?" And he does a bunch of like fake, boring computer talk.
I'm a salesman, baby.
Yeah.
Here's our boring domestic life. So here's the second world, a second life that Harry leads.
And then she says one of the most annoying lines because it's just
this one hit a little close to home.
It goes against the grain of the rest of the movie, Kevin.
Okay.
She says to him, well, first of all, they're talking about a slab leak, okay? And she says the plumber says it's going to be $600. And I was like, listen, lady, that's a fucking steal, okay? A slab leak for $600? He's going to fix it for $600? Let me tell you right now, that's a great price, even in '94. Okay?
You're ripping him off, lady.
You are. And so she makes a joke of, because this is Selfish Harry. Selfish Harry's not paying attention to anything his wife is saying because Selfish Harry just wants to get to the fucking office and get his kudos. Yeah. So she says, he goes, what did you tell him? And then she goes, well, he said, if you sleep with me, I'll knock 100 off. So I did that. And he's just like, that's great, honey. And then he just keeps going to breakfast because he's Selfish Harry mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I think gives like the daughter the snow globe or whatever, and she just throws in the trash and like
she's like, bullshit.
She's like, you fucking believe this, PETA? You fucking horrible rat dog creature. Fucking snow globe. I'm like 15 and ready to bang a guy on a motorcycle. I don't fucking want a snow globe.
You should have got her that. Should have been a snow globe of her banging a dude on a motorcycle in there. Allegedly.
She's like, fucking awesome.
Man, my dad works in the private sector, and I get all these fucking raunchy snow globes every time he goes on a mission.
It's like someone's watching me everywhere I go. So, yeah, and then like Gibbs shows up, and he's like, "Here, check out these gigantic blue blocker fucking sunglasses." Also, I've taken up smoking recently too. So
yeah, sick blue blockers, bro.
Yeah,
somebody bring those back.
I don't think they actually technically left. I think they're just available at Walgreens. So for life,
Oh.
And yeah, and Gibbs like, check this out. Instead of sleeping last night, I went and got more toys for because I'm Q, I guess, like a really shitty version of Q. And then so Arnold puts them on. He's like, this is a tiny screen in here. And he's just like, yeah, fucking just put them on, asshole. It's connected to a camera. He's like, there's the fucking tiny people in it. That's my daughter. She's tiny. And then he watches his daughter steal money from Gibbs' jacket because Gibbs just apparently has a bunch of singles in his fucking coat.
Wait, no, I thought that was his jacket.
No, that's Gibbs' jacket, dude.
Oh, so Gibbs got okay. And then
he comes in and puts his jacket down on the chair.
He puts the jacket down on the chair, and then he puts the cigarette on the pack that has the camera inside it there. Yeah.
On the mantle of the fireplace, yeah.
Right.
And
watching his jacket, knowing that his daughter got the sticky fingers.
Yeah. And then so Arnold watches her do everything. And it's like it takes him a minute to process that was real time that he was watching. Because he's like 5 minutes too late as she just runs out. And she's just like, peace out, Dad. Like if your parent as a teenager were yelling at you to get back here and you just ran and jumped on a fucking motorcycle,
I'd fucking snap her neck when she got home. Bitch, you gotta come home sometime.
Like I just don't imagine any scenario where you're not getting your head caved in later on.
I would tombstone her in the front yard.
Yeah. In front of motorcycle guy. You're fucking next.
Oh, he's beyond dead. Like they're never gonna find him. That's for sure.
You're in the fucking cross styles or whatever the fuck the move's called.
What the cross eye?
the AJ Styles one.
Styles Clash?
The Styles, yeah, the one that breaks jaws if you fuck up on your end. So he's
yeah.
like, "Oh, you're gonna fuck up, buddy." Boom.
Don't tuck your chin. Dead.
I tucked it. Yeah, I knew you would, you piece of shit. You'll never ride motorcycle again. And yeah, and she just completely ignores him. Like she doesn't even say anything. She just has like the biggest, dumbest helmet.
See you later, Dad. I stole money.
Yeah. And then Gibbs cuts a fucking 5-hour promo on how he thought it was his ex-wife's boyfriend that was stealing his money. And now he's glad to know he's not crazy. And then he starts, explaining that he had to move back in with the ex-wife because it's better for like the house taxes. Like he's just talking. Arnold, I don't even know if Arnold could hear him. I think he had earplugs in whenever Tom Arnold and him shared a scene. And then James Cameron would just kind of like wave his hands when Arnold was supposed to respond to something he said.
I literally believe you because that's the way his demeanor is in the whole movie when they share a scene. It's like pulling teeth to get him to react to his dialogue. And I'm like
Gibbs is a ghost or it's like Fight Club,
It's just he goes and goes and goes and goes. And as a member of the audience, I'm dry clicking a gun to the side of my head, just praying for the sweet release of Gibbs to take me away. And he just keeps going and going. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like,
he's attached to Arnold's hip too.
Yeah, like, is he like your surrogate? Because I was like, fucking. Does he need you to live? Do you got to be 5 feet near him so your heart doesn't stop? Like, what the fuck is this?
That's like, how'd you know?
Where's that movie? I'll watch that.
That's Twins 2, the sequel. So
Jesus Christ on a cracker. And then the thing is so that's kind of some strife. I mean, Harry is kind of bothered by that, right? Like, man, he thought he knew his daughter, but now she's just this little hood rat, like stealing money.
Yeah.
And then
he's like, I raised her better than that. I'm like, did you? Like, because you're obviously not present in their life. Like, it took me 2 seconds to be like, this guy's not present in his family's life at all.
Right. But that's just like, this is the main problem of the movie is it, like you said, it wants these high spots of action, but it also is trying to tell me this character story of a selfish Harry neglecting his wife and just living out his fantasies. He's just totally into his job and he doesn't really care about anything else, but he thinks he's a good husband because he takes the time out of 5 minutes to maybe eat dinner with him and, shoot the breeze. But then he's off to his jet setting adventures while they're being neglected. She's running rampant. She's like 2 steps from being a hooker. And then the wife's like 2 steps from cheating on him or just throwing the marriage out the window.
From being a fucking missing persons poster, Kevin.
Whichever. I figure she would do anything for money, so you know what that means. Little tuna tickling. And that's kind of it, right? So it has these it's trying to serve these two masters, like you said earlier, it feels like 2 movies. Yeah. But when it comes to all the character development and they're not likable characters. They're not even characters.
And
like
just his character. Oh no, they're definitely not characters, especially the daughter. It's just like young female role.
Yeah, you literally forget about her the first 20 minutes. After she leaves on the motorcycle, she shows up for the last 5 minutes, and
she just shows up at the end. They're just like, yeah, we brought her back. we need to do something here.
Yeah,
but that's my main thing is like his character development or character journey isn't one of learning and growth. It's just more of, well, here's what I normally do, and I'm just gonna do it in front of you guys. So now you guys like love me, But I'm just like, this is making you not a shitty dad or a shitty husband.
No, he's a shitty person through and through. That's the thing about everyone is hyper shitty in this movie. Jamie Lee Curtis gets a pass because she comes off really pitiful in it, and you do kind of feel for her a little bit. Yeah. Because he's just, but then you also think of like, man, what did she ever see in him? Is he got that good dick or something? Or like, well, I don't get it.
Definitely.
And you're just kind of like, well,
ask the housekeeper. She's like, oh yeah, he's got the fucking good dick,
the T2 dick. It's all liquidy and
she's like, ew, never mind. He's like, you haven't seen the hentai? It's going to touch you. And she's like, what? Don't run away from the flashy snake.
Jesus.
That's it. I'm done with the voice.
Everyone's like, yeah.
I just want to do Arnold saying hentai. So that was it. Dreams come true.
Yes.
Follow your dreams.
But then she's so desperate for any attention, she falls into her, like, I guess, character arc. It's just really kind of sad. Like,
Yeah.
there's no one to really root for or cheer for. It's just he just stays selfish.
It's like you said earlier. There's no tension. Like there's no, not once are you just like, oh, I bet someone's gonna die in this movie. That's not a bad guy. Nah.
Right. It should have been the high stakes of these nuclear warheads, and then the high stakes of, can he hold his family together? Can he win them back over? Can he be that non-selfish dad that finally does something for them and not himself and his fucking white knuckle high octane adventures and shit, or whatever gets him going? The Charlton Heston accolades, whatever.
Jesus, if we do another 90s Charles Heston fucking movie, I'm gonna fucking dig him up and piss on him,
kiss him hard on the lips,
kiss him, and just be like, "I'll fucking film a 90-minute movie with you." Come on, Chuck, fucking pucker up,
you old dead bastard.
I mean, it's like, how obviously was that based on Nick Fury? First of all, second of all, it was a pretty dope look. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot about that. I was like, all right, that looks.
Hey, look cool.
We're not doing anything with it, but it looks cool. So, just like the eye patch with the scar. I was like, damn.
But my main point before I rambled was, Gibbs a shitty person. He wants to keep reminding everybody that the world's shitty and his life is shitty, so your life has to be shitty. He really is not a good friend because he wants to bring everyone down to their level. He makes those his level. He makes those comments throughout. I mean, he kind of mocks the behavioral issues that Harry's just found out that his daughter has, and he's kind of taken back by that because, yeah, he hasn't been around. And these are kind of the things that Harry needs to overcome to be that good dad, right? So we never get that, and Gibb doesn't support him in that. He just mocks him and ridicules him and then just dumps on more of his shitty life. And then we're off to Omega,
where they just keep going down levels. They come out. Arnold greets this woman. I think her name is Janice. He says, "Hello, Janice." This is after we see some weird X-ray of them, and you're just like, man, both of them look really stupid as skeletons. Why are we watching this for so long? And then she just holds a gun on them, does not say hello. She's just like, fucking prove your identity, motherfuckers.
Yeah, she has a gun under the table. And I'm like, is this a liquor store?
I'm like, what's that going to do? If they were there to kill you, you'd be dead already, lady.
Yeah, like, what do they have, like, is this a nod to Terminator when they come in and just like, well, we need the dogs to sniff out the fucking flesh. You know, the dogs they smell the T-800s. I was like, is that what she's doing? Is she the dog? She's sniffing it out. Why?
Because then when they do walk through, then there's just two guys in like a glass closet.
What were they doing? Were they modeling uniforms?
No,
I was
man.
like, is this a baby Gap? What the fuck is this? Is Omega still army clothes?
I was like, why is the door open? What is it? What are we accomplishing?
Are they safe and we're not because we're not behind the glass?
Well, we're not very safe because Phil here won't fucking close the door. He's like, listen, it's glass. I can't find my way out half the time. I like the air breeze, okay? All right?
Dude, it was such
your bad breath in this closed area. I'm not doing it.
The thing is, like, someone watched this back and go, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's fucking scary government shit there.
Yeah,
two private sector motherfuckers behind a glass fucking closet.
If you would have made that cool, the Janice chick that she'd have been like, check yourselves, like go to the fucking machine. She should have fucking threw a shotgun on the table, fucking act up, get fucked up. And I'm like, damn, dude, she's the best character in the whole movie.
She could have said anything. Instead, she doesn't even say hello. She's just like, identify yourselves. And you're like, oh, okay. Good morning to you too.
Yeah.
I mean, how do they know your name is Janice even? Like, what the fuck?
She can be like, hey, 8-man, fucking fatty, no funny. Get your ass on the computer. They're like, damn.
They're like, which one is which?
Every day is the same. Don't matter. You both suck. And they're like, damn, man. And they're just like, she was actually in a good mood this morning. Then I would have laughed. I would have been like, okay, she just fucking roasted those two.
That would require a comedic touch being brought to this movie. that wants to do funny James Bond and isn't funny
We'll just
ever.
have the guy in the glass go, she's in a good mood today.
Yeah. God, did you guys fucking see Janet? She didn't fucking try to like ram a shotgun in my fucking cheek, you know? Like
They just throw hot
she's-
coffee at the guy in the
she must
glass.
have she must have had a good night's sleep last time, you know?
She must have got fucked because this movie's misogynist later on.
Yeah, like not we're not gonna get far before we get to that point.
Misogyny.
Yeah. And so then they're just in a conference room, and we don't know what's happened. We just know that Frances has to leave. She's a black woman who's not allowed to speak. She just gets the fuck out. And
ideally, Charlton Heston is addressing the Alpha Bravo Omega team, which consists of 3 people.
Yeah, and he's just like, gentlemen, Nick Fury would like to know what the fuck went wrong with that operation, because it's a total fucking failure of a mission.
I thought so too.
I think Arnold was just like, no.
Dumbass. Read the file.
I'm fucking selfish Harry. That was a huge fucking. Did you see how much shit I blew up and how many people I shot? Fucking W for life. Just flying it high like Chicago. We're doing it. And then he's like, well, what'd you get off of this fucking Windows 93 computer? And they're just like, not much. Images take a long time to load, boss. But we got this guy's directory of like shit, and we're pretty sure he's linked up with these guys that have nukes, and he's just like, well, this would be great if any of this was fucking real evidence that I could just like. I'm like, you're fucking mega Omega Black Ops. Like, isn't this good enough for anything? I don't care.
Yeah, it was real disparaging because I was like, well, is this going to be the thing where we kick off the main adventure? And that was just kind of the fucking entree or the fucking appetizer to the entree. And yeah, then Charlton was like, no, just this sucks. It's a C- at best. I need an A. And I was like, oh, all right.
Do more leg work, you fucks.
What do we do now, movie? And I just kind of look at these 3 numbnuts and I'm just like,
They're like, we better call Tia Carrere for her 2nd out of 4 scenes.
And scene. I was like, okay.
And then they're just like, okay, Harry, you're an arts dealer now. Like, I know you didn't mention that to her the first time you met her, and I don't know why she wouldn't be suspicious of meeting you. And why is she back in the States overnight from Switzerland?
Sweden.
But, whatever. Or
was it Sweden or Switzerland?
Does it matter to the story? No. Are one of us wrong? Probably. And it does matter. I'm not saying Swiss and Sweden or Sweden and Switzerland are the same. I just
Switzerland. It was Switzerland.
Okay. So then I was right. So thank you for verifying that. So yeah, he just shows up at her office. He runs through his legend with the desk woman who's just like, listen, buddy, just give me a fucking name and do you have an appointment? Okay,
he's like, here's a card they made me take. I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't give a fuck.
This is my backstory. She's like, okay.
Yeah, this isn't Japan where I take your business card and I'm fucking enthralled with it and I have to pretend I give a shit. I will take this, I will fucking ball it up, and I will throw it away in front of you.
Yeah, and so then just Juno walks by, looking, banging, smoking hot as hell. She's like, Harry, and I was just like, God, you're a serious. You're already out acting him. Okay, like this scene's gonna get real choppy real quick.
Tone it down, miss.
Yeah. And so then she just like walks him through the whole operation, and he's just like, and then she yells at 3 guys, and I was just like,
you got time to lead, you got time to clean.
Yeah,
says Juno Skinner with a smile.
And he's just like, well, I'll think about buying these giant fucking statues for my client's office, I guess, or something. I don't. It doesn't really matter what they're both full of shit, so it doesn't even matter. And yeah, I think he exits after that.
Stage left.
Yeah, and he just leaves. He's just gone, and then we're in Juno's office, and the weirdly balding guy comes in, and just
Oh,
here we go.
it's the guy from Perfect Strangers,
Yeah,
Valky.
Valky comes in, and Valky's like, you know what my favorite pastime is? Baseball. I'm gonna wind up for the pitch right now and hit a
Dude,
grand slam across your face.
he slapped her, and I was like, oh, I was like a little startled. I was like, oh my god, she's
I
beautiful. Why'd you hit her?
Yeah, I was like, because she yelled at you, or what?
It,
I
and
what?
I was like,
And of course, the reveal is that he's the boss, and you
is
don't
this
yell
your
at the
guys'
boss.
relationship? You guys hit each
Yeah,
other?
but I
Is
was
that a
like,
thing?
but then you're kind of like her client. I don't like. I'd be like, I'm not working for you now. Like you
But
just
she
struck
wants
me,
the
you ass.
money
And I'm like,
be-
how does he have any money? Does he have money?
because he's running the Crimson Jihad,
Which is a splinter cell of a splinter cell of a splinter cell.
and they want to get a hold of some nukes so they can terrorize,
Show America who's boss.
yeah, the Western
So,
world.
yeah, it's very,
Okay.
yeah.
I just shrugged. I was
This
like,
is
yeah. But he hit her a bunch, and I was like, dude.
he hits her twice in the scene, and it's like too convincing to where I'm
To her
like the
credit,
first one was like, oh, okay, what the fuck? And you reveal, oh, he's the boss, and I was like, I give you like just the most smallest pass on that. I'm like, all right, well,
she doesn't even hold her
he
face
is
though,
from
dude.
the Middle East, and she disrespected him in front of other men. He would just hit her. Okay, like it culturally, I understand that. But then the second one, out of the blue, I was like, well, okay, dude, what the fuck are we doing here? What is going on? Cameron's just like, Tia, show me your tits, or this guy's hitting you again. And she was just like, never. And he was like, Tch. And I'm like, God, fuck, man. No,
Yeah.
she does. She kind of does. She does the knuckle under the chin thing. So
Oh,
for a second,
yeah. Yeah.
you don't touch it, Kevin. That's how bruising happens. So yeah,
Uh,
just knuckle under the
I
chin.
guess I
Be
don't
like,
get slapped enough from a
I
strange
mean,
band as much as I used to.
yeah. I mean, step up your fucking man slapping you game. So
Should I?
yeah, I mean, it's a brave new world we're in. So who knows? Yeah, and he's just like, "What do you know about this fucking guy?" She's like, "He can't. He turned out clean." And then he's just like, "He's not clean. We're gonna follow him because story. I don't. It doesn't make any sense why he's just so super suspicious of this guy. Like, it's like you're hidden as workers. Like, I don't think they were suspecting him at all until they were like, let's follow that guy and see what happens.
Well, I'd assume that there might have been some sort of connection to the party because, I mean, like to
But
me,
he
that's
wasn't
the.
shown at the party.
I mean, but she knew. I don't know, man. Like, I guess he's just paranoid.
He's so paranoid. He's like, you know what happens when I get paranoid? I just start hitting. Okay.
Yeah, everyone knows. We've seen it, dude. You just hit things.
Yeah. And
That's
so
just...
then what's the yeah, they're on their way home, I guess. They just watched this successful art dealer get into a shitty blazer with Tom Arnold, and they're just like,
I'd be like,
that's
what? This dude's broke
definitely
as fuck.
yeah, they're like, that's definitely the mode of transportation for a, expensive art dealer.
Mm.
And then they get into a shitty station wagon.
Yeah, they
And I
do.
don't remember because Tom. It's just another scene where Tom Arnold's talking. I think they established that it's like Harry's birthday or something, and at some point I think he took a phone call when they were doing surveillance of like, don't be
Yeah, they're
late, and we see like the daughter feeding the dog
like frosting
frosting, and
and
she's like,
she's
that's disgusting. Daughter whose name doesn't matter, you know.
Eliza, and they're just like, oh, okay. Yeah, Dad's not going to be here anyway. Like, you always try to do all these nice things for Dad, and he's just real selfish Dad, and he's not going to be even home for his birthday party that we're throwing him. And like, I'm going to go SMD and ride some motorcycle, but you don't understand me, Mom.
In that order. Yeah, and
Maybe.
all that would be great if she actually said that, but she just says it with her like smug teenager look, which even me, I wanted to just be like, you know what, fucking go play in the street, okay? Just go play in the
Yeah.
street, never come back. All right, I'll see you in a milk cart, you fucking kid. So
I'll check you out on the obits.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, she dead. She real dead. Fucking Jane Doe 35 right there. But yeah, so they're driving back. They're in the Blazer. The other guys are in the station wagon. And Tom Arnold's like, we got a tail. I didn't tell you till like we would drive for 35 minutes, and I noticed we have a tail. And Arnold's like, oh yeah, no, fuck a birthday. I'm about to have a party for one.
Take me to the Georgetown Mall immediately.
Yeah. And he's just like, give me the smocks and the sunglasses with the little tiny people inside. And
I was like,
oh,
last time you went to the mall was a commando and you killed a bunch of people.
yeah.
Like,
this is a very open air mall. I was like, oh, this is a modern.
It seemed nice.
Yeah. I mean, the bathroom was ridiculously huge. Like, there's
that was like, yeah,
definitely a lot of prostitution going on in that bathroom.
There was a lot of foresight when they designed that bathroom.
Yeah.
It's going to be a busy mall.
It's definitely busy. There's going to be guys pissing everywhere. Pissing and shit everywhere. All right, I want a big. So, and yeah, he just like leads them around stuff. I mean, he just leads them to the bathroom, Kevin.
Where we set up these. For some reason, we really got to get a fucking every use out of this stupid camera glasses cigar. It's like it's some shit you'd get out of the back of a comic book from the 70s. Like it fucking sucks. Like,
yeah, it's not like when James Bond, they're like, okay, here's the little gadgets and we're gonna like find a practical, non-thrilly way to use them. Really, this is just like you're gonna see him slowly place the smokes down where he needs them, and then just wear the goddamn sunglasses while taking a piss inside. So.
And this scene is so stupid. Like the two guys go in there, they follow him in there nonchalantly about a couple of seconds after it, and then Harry's at the fucking urinal. He's just playing. He pulls out little Harry, and they start pretending he's pissing, right?
Yeah, and so long.
He's so long. He's low key watching them on the glasses, right? And then the one guy has I think he has a Mac 10, and then the other guy, I don't remember what he had. I think it was just like a fucking 9mm or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the dude with the Mac 10 goes to the sink, right? And he starts washing, and then you get
combing his hair.
Dude, go over there and shoot this motherfucker from a distance. You have a gun.
I need
what are you doing? You're out there primping and shit. Like this is Grease, motherfucker. Go over there and grease him. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And then the other guy walks in like, hey, man, we're here to kill a motherfucker.
Yeah, he walks up and he's just like, fucking cap, motherfucker. And Arnold's just like watching this on camera like,
yeah. He goes to put it
real
in his
time.
temple,
I
right?
forget.
Yeah, he goes to put it in the back of his head like he's going to execute him and shit. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And then Arnold's just like, fuck you, slow-mo. And then this really stupid fight. The lights are flashing. And then there's James Cameron's in there taking a shit. And he's like, cameo.
Wait, was that really him?
No.
Or no? Okay. Yeah, because the little guy was my favorite.
That was James Cameron to me.
He did not let go of that newspaper. Because, like when they busted on him, he's like, hey, like, he's just like, hey, I'm trying to take a shit here.
And then, he was like, if you thought this seat stinks.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna stay here. This is scary, actually.
I've been eating prunes and any other old guy fucking stereotype you could think of.
What old man is going down to the bottom floor bathroom to take I get it. It's probably a very personal, private bathroom, no matter how large it is. He's like, not a lot of people come down here. They don't take the time. You could just read an entire newspaper and
maybe he's an old mall walker.
Fall asleep and just.
Yeah. If your ass cheeks are falling asleep at the Georgetown Mall, you haven't had the experience we were going for. These luscious
stalls. What I envisioned when I designed this bathroom. Old men sleeping on the john. No, I pictured a lot of toe tapping under stalls and ass fucking.
Yeah, so. What? Dude, that's always your go-to. Don't get this guy in a bathroom. That's bathroom. Too nice.
That's what happens in men's bathrooms sometimes, Kevin. All right.
The fantasy visions does. He's like, don't go to a dude's bathroom for too long. Somebody's gonna be tapping at your stall.
There's enough men that have been arrested for that. To tell me that it's a pretty common occurrence.
I remember we were fucking going somewhere and we were at the airport and Dustin was like, don't go in the stall too long. You'll get the rap-a-tap-tap. I was like, dude, if I got to take a shit.
No, I just said, hey, be careful. The toes coming under. That's, don't Don't tap back, okay?
That's an invitation to pleasure.
That's either a business transaction you just agreed to or an undercover officer about to arrest you. So.
All of a sudden, there's these toilet blowjob rules that I don't know about that this guy's putting me onto. Careful, man. Don't pull your dick out when you take a shit because that's where the fucking blowing happens. And then you're arrested. I'm like, what? What am I supposed to put my dick in my pocket when I take a shit? What the fuck?
I mean, if you don't want to get arrested or blown, yeah. So
it's True Lies 2 that they wanted to make, but they couldn't because he was doing the boat.
Welcome to Midway. So
Jesus Christ.
Don't fly at JFK. But yeah, so this is very long, very, very long fight scene in a bathroom.
And Arya just murders 2 people.
He just fucking murders in front of this old man. Who he later apologizes to. He's like, I am so sorry.
that came out of your ass.
That's like disgusting. That is disgusting. Okay. I hope you sleep well tonight and go to a doctor. You might have prostate cancer.
You need to get an exorcism because what came out of your asshole was unholy, my dude. I gotta go. I murdered these 2 guys. Harry out.
Harry out. Have I give you my card? I'm Harry. They're just like, no, not now. And then so
there's no way that old dude's making it out of that bathroom without slipping and busting his ass with all the water tile and the lights hanging.
Yeah,
he might as well just kill the old guy too.
He's like, I'm real sorry about this, but no witnesses.
And what came out of your asshole, you're probably dead anyway.
You're probably dead anyway. Like,
I'm Harry, everybody. I got tons of shit jokes. So Harry rides again.
Selfish Harry. Ow. So then the third guy Balky comes in and
Gib loses him. And he was like, hey, did you murder those guys and save that old dude's asshole from the toilet monsters? Because I lost the third guy.
Yeah. A fucking bus parked. Like, I loved how they were both just staring at each other. Like,
that wasn't even a bus stop. That bus was just like
suspicious. Yeah, the bus was like, listen, I drop tourists off here all the time. I don't give 2 shits, okay? Fucking try to ticket me. I'll be gone in 20 minutes. So
loading and unloading my asshole. I'm dropping.
He's like, I'm unloading this goddamn bus. Like, deal with it. So,
and then super sleuth dickhead does the one thing he was supposed to do poorly and loses the fucking third man. And the third guy's walking around with like an AK-47U, like with a collapsible stock, and he's just like, man, I'm gonna shoot everything.
I fucking hate the Georgetown Mall.
Yeah, dude. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, and he just goes in, he just starts he does just pray and spray. Like, that's just all he does. And then Arnold dives and uses a body shield.
Gib chases him, and then he turns around. And in the middle of this melee, they're kind of trying to converge on him.
No. This is before he pops up in the bathroom first.
You're right.
It's after he shoots all the stalls, and then Arnold, like, he's going through kicking all the stalls, and then he gets to the 3rd door, and Arnold jumps out of the 7th door.
Yeah, and he like slides across, and he doesn't do anything cool. He just like slips and slides in the water. I'm like, get the fuck up, idiot!
He's like, I gotta get out of here. This guy's got a gun.
I thought he was
really scared.
I was like, take that guy's fucking Mac 10 he dropped. I thought he was gonna like throw a piece of tile or kick some tile up in his face or like stab him
with piss water. He's just like,
beat him with the old man, like in Mortal Kombat 10. He just swings the old dude at him.
Picks him up. Old man still holds onto the paper. He's buried with it. He's just like, that guy did not give up that paper. But yeah, and then Spray and Pray just turns around and runs because Harry picked up a gun and shot poorly at him a couple times.
Does the Balky guy, does he shoot anyone? He just shoots the gun and it doesn't hit shit.
Yeah, so they jump out a window. That's when Gibbs there. And then Gibbs hides behind a lamppost. Yeah, lamppost. He sucks it in because, you could easily just
joke, everyone.
Well, I mean, it was protruding from all sides. So, and then he just spray and prays again, and I was like, there was like 30 extras back there. You're telling me no one took any damage, no one got hit. And then you'd think, okay, we're done. He's gonna get away.
No, Dustin.
Nope.
This scene lasts for 20 more minutes.
Yeah, this scene is eternal. Like, if Harry's not going to go home for his birthday, he's going to celebrate the only way he knows how, with some manslaughter some
And boring the
chasing.
fans.
Yeah, boring the fans. And so yeah, so then conveniently there's just another motorcycle guy. I thought it was the same motorcycle. Like honestly, I'm pretty sure it was. Um, he steals that motorcycle, and then Harry runs up to a police officer on a horse, and he
Snatches
says,
them off. Says I'm fucking Omega
"Federal,
Black Ops, bitch.
yeah, I'm a mega fucking black ops." He just says, "Federal agent, I need your horse." Throws the man from the horse, gets up on the horse, rides the horse. This guy is just like, "Hey, my horse!" and
Like,
just
don't you have a gun? Shoot him.
and no police are called.
No, the cops are just like, you
For
know what
backup.
happens every day. That's
You
why
know
we don't
what?
use the horses.
That asshole gets thrown from the horse constantly. We told him no more horses if he happens one more time. So this is his no more horses moment right now. So that's on him.
And
And
this
then Gibbs Black in the Blazer.
this
Following Harry.
motorcycle, it's got to be like 50 cc's. It's the slowest piece of shit I've ever seen.
It is the
And
slowest.
there's no
motorcycle.
tension here. Like it's not the action isn't shot. There's no fluidity to it. It's the motorcycle's going slow, and then we cut to a horse that just kind of doesn't want to keep up, and you're just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
This
They're
horse
never-
is like, this is scary. There's a lot of cars. I don't want to do this.
It's not my
Talk to my
contract.
agent.
And like there's just they're trying to create this epic chase scene with these kind of like
Of how cool and dedicated. He's on a horseback.
yeah, it could be
He's the
interesting.
worst spy in the world.
Like yeah, like literally if that was like someone with charisma, I'll just go to my easy out Bruce Willis. He would be like saying some funny horse shit or something, be like, whoa, this horse is like, hey man, munching my nuts here. And then everyone's just like, moonlighting, I get it. And then they fucking go, and he could be putting some wit to this kind of like crazy situation of him chasing with a horse, some
Yeah.
charisma there. But then they go to fucking Gibb, and he was like, you gotta hurry up, my horse is getting tired. And this guy's like, what the fuck? Your horse is getting tired?
He's like, your horse. Yeah, we just rely on like here's every joke set up, everyone. Okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger says something that would be completely outrageous for you to hear in your normal day life, and then Tom Arnold responds to it in a like a what type of way, and then piles on 15 bad jokes immediately after that.
Or they
That's
just cut
every
off of
joke.
him. So
Yeah.
you as the audience going, man, Harry must be up some real crazy stuff to even leave the Gibbster speechless.
Yeah. And so yeah, this they chases him into a hotel. We see every
Everyone just
painstaking
watches.
minute
God
of it.
damn,
They
yeah.
pass by a band. For some reason, Arnold has to just kick the shit out. The fucking motorcycle terrorist is more considerate towards other people than selfish Harry on a horse. Okay, let that sink in. Let that sink in. He's telling people to move, and Arnold says sorry a couple times. That's about it. I guess that makes him the good guy. He goes sorry. Sorry that I kicked your drums and the clarinet.
If just when they're like the editor was just like, man, I've got nothing to work with here. There's no good cuts. There's nowhere I can put a cut on action to kind of make like this intense, chase scene. And this is another thing that jumped out at me at this moment was the music, Dustin. It's so flat and uninspired. It's not upbeat. There's no energy to it to help the scene visually move.
Yeah.
In a way where I'm just like, oh shit, we're getting into fucking high speed action time here. We're going to get a big payoff at the end of this chase scene, right? It's going to be a huge confrontation. And the music's just like, do, 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 true lies, do, 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 true lies. And I'm like, what
video game?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, if you go back and just watch that scene or pull up on YouTube, you'll be like, what the fuck? What
Yeah, it's very dull.
It's the whole movie's like that. There is no
crescendos.
Nothing to accompany the action. It's just pitiful.
Yeah. So motorcycle guy gets, they just,
In the
I don't know, they
elevator.
drive through a fucking different hotel. I don't know what they do. They drive through a bunch of hotels and everything. Yeah. And then he gets into an elevator with
An attractive woman in a cocktail dress.
Yeah.
And
one of our other few people of color, I might add as well. And he makes her He uses her as a human shield and just
Face to the
smashes her
glass.
up to the fucking glass.
Yeah. The elevators
And
kind of protrude from the building on the outside where they're
yeah,
glass and they slowly go up and
it's
they
a
run
very
in.
70s, 80s style.
Yeah. They run in tandem because Harry goes into the opposite one with the horse and an older couple. And I will admit, I did laugh at this
But
scene
if
because
you're a black ops operative and you're trying to fight a terrorist to protect American lives, do you
A,
take two old people hostage in your elevator because you don't want to dismount from the horse to press a button?
well, here's the thing,
Or
like this scene has a
no,
lot of question marks, right? Like,
the
why
scene
the
is
fuck do I
all question marks.
why do I need this horse anymore? We've got to
Yeah,
stand still. Wherever he's going, where's he going to take this motorcycle? We're going up,
yeah.
right? So is he going to shoot down a hallway and maybe get away? Okay,
I was like, are
maybe.
we attached to, are we going to a parking garage?
Yeah,
How does Arnold know that he hit the top button?
exactly. Is there a
Yeah.
sky bridge? Like, like they could have cut to something like, oh, there's a sky bridge to get him to that other building, and out of desperation, he might go for it. Or show me some construction where I was like, dude, this guy's got the balls to fucking ramp it off the side. Ooh, he's going to
Oh, he
go
had some
up.
balls.
So
Just not believable.
Harry's just in there with this fucking massive horse, and he's still on horseback. He
Well
doesn't.
over the weight limit.
The
So
elevator's just like beep, beep, beep,
yeah,
bro.
the elevator's like, no, we're not doing this. That's a fucking 3-ton horse. What the fuck?
I kind of laugh though when he's in there and the old couple has their backs to the wall, and they're just real like fucking money pennies, one percenters,
Yeah.
and the wife's like, "Well, aren't you going to say something?" And the husband's like, "Oh, that's a beautiful creature." There's a, and
Yeah.
the horse flips its tail. I don't. I assume they timed this or had a gimmick tail, and it slaps her right in the face, and she's like, "Oh, oh!" And I laughed. I was like, "Ah, you old fuddy duddy. That's what you get."
Yeah. It's just it's like that's definitely funny, but it's
It
just
is.
kind of like
It's so stupid that I'm
why?
here. Might as well. Like, I mean, at least they didn't try to like. At least they didn't like shit on their shoe because I would have just been like, "Oh my god, kill me now." But it was funny. She had a little flap in the face, and I'm not gonna lie, I did laugh. That made me chuckle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just yeah, I mean that part's funny, but it's just kind of dumb that it happens. But then we get to the top, the roof. The terrorist lets his hostage go.
Really quick before you,
Harry. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, the terrorist like, right there. He gets to the roof. He looks down and he sees Harry coming up. Why doesn't he just dump a fucking clip into his back? Like
Well, it's because he had those two old people. It's like, I don't want to
all of a sudden,
kill
this
those
guy's
old
just like
people. That's you know.
he wants to launch nukes in any location in the Western world, but he doesn't want to smoke fucking grams and gramps. Like what? Or wait till I don't know. Harry opens the elevator door, and you fucking AK-47 his fucking head. Like what are you doing? Like what is this stupid shit?
Yeah, it doesn't. Dude, it doesn't make. I don't know. He's like, it's drafty. I don't want to.
I mean, maybe if he's out of like ammunition because he can't shoot for shit. I don't know. At least like stab him. I don't what. Why are you trying to get away so hard?
I mean,
Fight for your rights to be a terrorist.
it's just the culmination of a really awkward,
Stupid
clunky,
scene.
bad chase scene because it just goes on for too long, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he gets up there, he does a couple donuts, peels out.
X Games it off the fucking side of the building.
Yeah, just fucking Superman's it. He's just like, woo.
And fuck this scene because if this movie had any balls, it would have showed me that jump. If this was a Chinese action movie, I would have saw 5 guys die trying to make
Well,
this jump. And
yeah, then you would actually have to have found a building and another building close by with a pool on it, which this obviously you didn't. They just slammed them together and called it a day.
yeah, I'm watching a movie, Dustin. I want movie magic.
Well, that was the best magic they could provide. So,
No magic.
so yeah, he fucking rockets this motorcycle into the pool. Doesn't hurt anyone. This is the
Nothing.
nicest terrorist. I mean, other than slapping Tia Carrere, he is the nicest terrorist ever.
He's a
So,
very understanding. He shows some compassion later
yeah,
on.
and no security at this rooftop party. No one's. They're just
Another
like, yeah,
party.
let that guy.
Is it like the fucking New Year's Eve? Another rich party going on.
I guess that's what you do when you're rich. You just party all the time. So, yeah, but and he's just like, no one approaches him. No one's like, hey, buddy.
I'm
like,
not fucking with no dude that just jumped a fucking.
Yeah, they're just. I'm not fucking with that guy. Just rode a motorcycle into our pool somehow. Like we're on the top floor.
This guy's real fucking YOLO. Is that a thing yet? It will be.
Will be. It's gonna be big with the kids for like 2 years, and then like old people will just take it and never
take it, never let
go. Just hold on to it, throttle it. Not even give a shit. I'll do it. I'll YOLO all day. Damn it. And then so Harry's like, you're not getting away, because the terrorist looks back and I'm like, fuck you, buddy. You ain't got a motorcycle to make that jump. And Harry. Selfish Harry.
He whispers to that horse's ear,
He's
you want to
like,
live forever, eh?
You want to fucking live forever, or you want to die by my hands?
The horse is like, what, dude?
And he clicks up this fucking horse. He's like, let's go. And I was just like, are you about to murder this horse, Harry? Are you not? Like, I was just like, do you not have any conscience because of think of the human lives below you.
Do you not know how horses work, Harry?
Yeah, when that horse comes toppling down, because I can only picture him pulling a Mario off of a Yoshi with him, where it's just like the horse is falling and then he jumps off and makes the last like bit, and he just looks back at the horse, and the horse is like, "Fuck you, dude." And then the horse just
bus and explodes.
Yeah, he just hits a fucking double-decker bus of people that were they just wanted to sea wash in DC and go home and alive. Instead, it's just like this horse just killed 9 people, injured 18 more. Some high school band that was just there to compete because it's fuck music. This movie does not like music. But instead, the horse is just like, no, I'm not gonna die today. Like,
horse is like, dude, I'm not a robot horse.
This is the new Terminator, okay? And then just throws him over the horse. Harry, of course, is smart enough to like just have the reins wrapped around his arms. No momentum. Takes these 2 off the fucking roof and kills them.
The horse is like, dude, Harry, I'm not from like Brave Star. I'm not that robot horse that flies and shit. He's like, oh, sick cartoon. He's like, don't watch it. It's not good.
It's about as good as this fucking movie when you rewatch it. Okay, it's real bad. Right, and then he just gets the horse to drops it. He drops his gun, Kevin. His gun just falls. Like, I'm like, you just lost your service pistol.
That's right. He gets them for free or something.
Because he does, but some kid's gonna just like light up a fucking neighborhood with that shit. They're like, hey Harry, we found your gun. It killed with a lot of dead people. He's like, so just like usual.
So like, where's my gun?
Where's my gun? I want to congratulate it. So the horse pulls him back up, and he's like, and he starts fucking yelling at the horse. He's just like, what the fuck, horse?
No, he goes,
nobody lives forever.
No, he goes, horse, you call yourself a police officer? And the horse is like, what? No, I don't ever, what?
I don't. You humans call me that. I get real offended because, I don't bleed blue. You're just like, geez, horse, you're way ahead of your time. So.
And then?
And then then he goes home. And
to a disappointed family, they're half asleep. There's balloons
snoring.
everywhere.
She snores a lot in this movie. Like they're just like.
She makes up for it later on. She's half asleep. There's balloons. He's like, "Oh, you gave me a birthday party. I'm a piece of shit husband. Sorry, babe. I had to go back and I don't know, fucking whatever." And she's just like, "I'll just take all your horrible excuses, Harry, because I'm such a sad, sad wife." And he's like, "Thanks, babe."
Yeah. There's so many balloons and so many candles on that cake.
There's so much love for him.
90? I don't understand.
Love. Those were just representations of their love that he just shunned. He probably didn't even eat any cake. He probably just went to bed because he's an asshole.
Yeah. And there's some scene where when Gibbs is losing the third guy, he's calling Helen and he's just like, "Hey, Harry's not gonna make it. He forgot something at the office." And the daughter's just like, "See, I told you I'm gonna go catch some fucking dick, okay?" And you're just like, "Ah, Dana, come on.
I don't blame her.
I didn't raise you to catch no D's and fucking steal no bucks, okay? Come on." So, yeah, and so they just end the scene. Like they just leave the dining room, and that's the end of the scene. We're just back at Omega headquarters. So, and I think it's just like they're just like, "Oh man, that was a close one. We better do more CIA type Omega shit or something." Like I don't even remember what happens. I don't think it doesn't matter because the whole point of the scene is that Harry needs to go have lunch with his wife because we're going to movie 2 now, everybody. That was the end of movie 1. Now we're going to go to movie 2, where movie 2 is selfish, jealous Harry, who has completely forgotten anything that happened the day before and is going to misuse our tax dollars in any fucking way he feels necessary to, keep his jealousy going or, from bubbling over. You want to do this part, Kevin? I'd really like to kick it back to you for the boring office scene.
Thanks. So we're at this she's like a law office, and she's a law office secretary. There's so many files all over. I started having it look like my office, and I was like, "Oh, fuck this! This movie just turned into a horror movie." They're
horrible secretaries with all those files everywhere.
Those ladies. Files are to be filed, ladies, not to be piling up on your desks.
Someone's working some OT until these are done.
Fix it. And you're going to clock out and work that OT because you're women, and this is 1990, whatever, and fuck
There's no
that.
labor laws protecting you.
So, exactly.
I got to do shit until California fucking sets the stage, okay?
So they're just gossiping. Helen's talking to her friend, and she's just like, "Are you going to go see that guy again?" She's like, "Oh, I don't know. Your mystery man's on the phone. He's calling." And she's like, "Ooh, you going to rendezvous?" She's like, "It's not like that. We just, I don't know." She's like, "You better call him." So she gets on the phone with him, and they agree to meet up for lunch or to step out. Yeah. And Harry, apparently you just walk wherever you want. You don't got to check in with anybody.
That's Harry's MO for everything, dude. He doesn't check in. He just walks in like he owns the place, and apparently that fucking works. So
I made me a believer. I was like, "Respect, Harry. You got no manners."
Yeah, zero.
So he wanders back there, and then he just does an about face when he hears that Helen's off to maybe meet another man, because the friend's just like, "Ooh, you gonna butter his balls? You gonna get in that ass crack, girl? You nasty."
Okay, and Helen's like, take your time. Let him get up. Let him lick it up in there. Do a little flick of the bean for me. If you're nasty. She's just like, "Come on."
She's like, "Girl,
stop.
I got some honey in my purse. You can put it on his toes and shit. They love that." And Helen's just like, "Yeah, okay."
She's just like,
I'm just gonna go have lunch real quick.
Yeah.
And then so Harry does he just freezes up, and all his spy training comes in, and he just dips in another cubicle, and he's just like, "Oh man,
she's and gonna one's like, when did this fucking 3 giant start working in the next cubicle over?
Hey, Geico caveman, can I help you? You want to get the fuck out of here?"
Get the fuck. Yeah.
Geico caveman, you remember that? Oh, it hasn't happened yet? Well, guess what? It sucks.
It sucks. We're never going to forget it.
Remember the show they had? You don't remember that. I do.
It only had 6 episodes and only one of them aired.
Remember the Kroll guy? He's in it. Guess what? Oh. It's not funny there either. Everyone's like, "Whoa, man, what are we reviewing? True Lies or this
Nick Kroll's bought Carrere because his dad's rich." So,
damn.
Yeah. But you gotta get to my favorite part, Kevin. Sulkin Harry.
Oh, so this is probably one of the parts I hated the most. So Harry's like,
yeah,
he's shell shocked, right? This is kind of like a perfect opportunity for Harry to grow as a character. He comes out, and Gibbs just like, "Hey man, what's going on? I've got to be annoying. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I just pop up. I just fucking tie to your asshole. Who knows?"
Trying to buy a hat or something.
I don't know what he's doing. But Harry is just shook. He just wanders out into the road. A bus almost hits him, and then
Like he owns it, Kevin.
a bus almost hits them, and they brake. Yet they don't really honk. They just keep aggressively going forward on him. Like, motherfucker, I warned
challenging him.
Yeah.
He's like, you fucking feel like dying today? Come at me.
Fuck you, selfish Harry.
Yeah,
this bus represents the world that's bearing down on you because it just changed. This is a metaphor for your love life, Harry. It's barreling down on you. I am the bus. You will worship me. And Harry's just like, yeah, man, whatever.
Yeah, then Tom Arnold yells at the bus. He's like, hey, what the fuck? You're a bus. He's a human. Whoopee. Like, you're going to murder him because he's in front of you. Come on.
Yeah, and I was like, shut up, Tom Arnold.
Yeah, and then
this is how Harry wants to go. This is how Harry can go.
Yeah, just let Harry go. Just be a much shorter movie. So
he's just like, what's going on, man? He's like, I think Helen's cheating on me. And he's just like, yeah, man, they love the fucking dick, man. The Coos bunnies, they love it. He's just
cheers for him. He's like, welcome to the club, finally. Yeah. And I was like,
he's the biggest piece of shit on the planet. It's like, bro, your friend's going through some traumatic shit, and this is what you do? You just say all women are shit, and you should have saw this coming. She's a piece of shit. I happened to me. It's going to happen to you. I'm miserable. You need to be miserable too. Fuck you. Hate you.
Now, at this point, I'd like to point out that Kevin said that it was cool to do this in Fright Night, but now here in True Lies, now you're a bad friend for doing this exact thing.
In which part? In Fright Night.
Remember when he gets fucking burger smashed, and then he comes up, he's like, fuck you, Brewster. And then I said that was a dick move, and you're like, nah, that was a cool move.
Oh, no, evil's cool.
Tom Arnold does it.
Yeah, evil's cool, and Tom Arnold's not. And there was a kid relationship, and this was in a marriage where 18 years was put into it, Dustin. This is a different level of a relationship where they just maybe had some puppy dog love that lasted too long that needed to be checked. And evil, that is his character. Where Tom Arnold is like, I'm a massive piece of shit, and I'm here to bring you down. And Selfish Harry is getting the full brunt of it. Two different experiences.
That's fine.
Okay.
We'll let the audience decide.
They're just like, we're not watching these movies, and we're not listening to this, so who cares?
One guy listens. He's like, hey.
Except for you, our friend. One guy.
The one guy that asked us to watch this and now regrets it. So.
Oh, yeah, that's
like, if he wasn't regretting it by now, he is now. So
this came from listener Chris. He was like, you should watch True Lies. I'll check that out if you do it. It was one of my favorites growing up as a kid. And I was like, okay, I've never seen it.
We'll ruin your childhood for you.
He's gonna be like, fuck you guys. True Lies rules.
And then he's gonna watch it and be like, oh God. Oh.
My memory. It was safe in my memory.
Yeah, it was safe. Leave it there. Don't watch it again. And now we're at a Chinese food restaurant where they just have some, I don't know, some fucking surveillance equipment on them already. Or do they go this time to the restaurant? Maybe they don't.
No, the guys don't.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, we're just back home, right?
Yeah, well, she goes to, you see Simon is her mystery man, played by Bill Paxton. Mm-hmm. This guy's phenomenal. Bill Paxton is a treasure. He's so animated and lively when he's on the screen. Like, this is an actor, and he does such a great job, minus some of the cringy lines he says where you're kind of like, oh, Bill, was that off the top of your head? I feel like you ad-libbed those. And the sad part is I've heard some of those lines in my life before, and I was like, oh, geez, Bill.
What do you got going on here, man? So,
yeah, are those per Cameron? Did he make you say those things? You don't have to take that, Bill.
I would imagine pretty much everything he was forced to say was per Cameron. I'm sure Cameron thought it was all quite hysterical. Yeah. So we're back at the house. We got sulky Harry now, and they're having dinner, and he's trying to, like, he's not subtle in calling out his wife's marital indiscretions, like, at all. And he's just like, so did anything happen? Because I stopped by for lunch. Did anything transpire because they said you were, and then the wife makes up this story of like, oh yeah, I had to go up.
Copiers and printers and
Yeah,
fax. Yeah.
she's just like, and then it wasn't formatted for this, and then I had to reformat. I was like, hey, listen, if you reformatted anything, you lost that file. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's a giant glaring hole in your story, but that's a giant
Well,
glaring hole in your
if
fucking
he's a
story.
quote unquote computer guy, why are you trying to pull computer guy
Yeah,
bullshit on him? He'll see right through that shit.
yeah. So, um, and then Harry's still very distraught. He goes in, she's working out. Um, he he's just like, what are you working out for? The dick? Steals her purse, gives it to Tom Arnold, who's like just the best worst friend ever because he's just standing out in the fucking rain waiting for this fucking purse. And you're just like, what the fuck? And then we're back to selfish, jealous Harry, who's dragging this poor dog, this poor rat type dog.
Yeah, I wanted to punch him when he
across
was
the
like he was really
Yeah.
dragging that dog by his neck, and I was like, that's kind
Yeah.
of fucked up. I don't
It
really
was
like those
super fucked
dogs,
up
but that's
in
still
the
fucked
rain.
up.
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember like that dog, but I was just like in the rain, dragging this fucking dog. Like again, it's just real selfish Harry because he does not give a shit. Like he doesn't care
Hmm.
about that dog right now. It's all about him. Takes a fucking purse. Fucking Gibbs has loaded up with her listening
GPS
devices and
tracking,
yeah.
microphones, the whole nine.
So and he's just like, all right, I'm back in. He's just not talking. He doesn't really respond to Gibbs in the first place, but he's less responsive right now. So,
Hmm.
and then the next day we gotta follow her. They're meeting for lunch again, and yeah, and then Bill Paxton's just like, here's the money lines, Kevin. Just he's a spy. He's using Harry's actual news leaked fucking black ops stories as his, I don't know, his story to bang housewives, I guess is the best
Yeah,
way to put it.
he's got his real like fantasy. He's selling these like lonely, frumpy house women that are just kind of, you know, husbands have forgotten about him. So that's like his big, I'm gonna totally pounce on that poon. That's his fucking angle.
Yeah.
And he does a great job of selling it. I would believe maybe him more in the role. I loved his mustache. I loved his look. It just
Yeah.
he man, he is just such a huge juxtaposition of that character to the everyone else in the movie. He seems so alive and full of energy. Um, Even his like real kind of cringe comedy that he pulls off, it's almost humorous in the same vein. I mean, it's just there's too many scenes though that just go on way too long, and he falls victim
Yeah.
to a couple of them towards the end. But he's great. He's so refreshing to see, and I'm actually really not seeing the movie before. I really kind of wanted him to be a spy, and I was like, man, this would be cool if he was really a spy, and they kind of had this parallel spy thing going on because I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, when Gibbs like, oh, he's trying to get to you via your wife. I was ready to believe that. I was like, that sounds more interesting than what you guys end up doing.
Yeah.
And if they would have kind of had that romance of like he's going to sweep her off her feet and to get the information, but then he accidentally falls in love with her and she does him, but she's like, no, I'm married. So there's this kind of like love triangle. I would have got a kick out of that. I would have been like, all right, this is kind of fun
Yeah,
because
but especially with like we already know Arnold's character. We've seen the complete opposite like justification of this guy, which I just can't say
yeah,
that word right now, but
he's the
it would have
complete
been very
opposite.
interesting.
Yeah, because he's high energy. He's just this. He's just a smooth
He's a little,
character.
yeah, and he's a little sleazy
A
too, and you're
little
just like,
sleazy, yeah.
like
But
I'll take a little sleaze on this. That's fine. That's fine.
he doesn't really get sleazy until you see him out of that element. But in the beginning, I'm like, I'm eating it up. I'm like, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
fuck, dude, I'll steal for you. What do you want me to do? I'm all in it. And I was really hoping that movie was going to take place and kind of like a spy off to win her heart or something where it kind of turns real and where it's just like it's more of like real love and he's telling her the true lie part is just like and she's like, so you're a spy? And he's like, I am. But he told me he was a spy and he was He was truthful about it, Harry. I've known you for 18 years. You could tell me one fucking truth. And then he's like, hey, babe, you should get with us. We could do the spy tag team thing. And Harry's like, but babe, we're fucking. Well, Harry doesn't have any emotions. He'd be like, but 18 years, ugly daughter.
But do you not see the pimples on her face? Pretty. We need to get some cream.
Yeah, and
just
then,
like,
but
okay,
the movie's just like, nah, man, just fuck yourself. And I'm like, all right, sorry, movie.
Yeah, so then they go spy on the guy. He's a used car salesman, Simon. And Harry's like, oh, hey, I want to take a test drive in the Corvette or whatever.
The only sporty car in that whole shit lot.
Yeah, like every other car is super fucking shitty.
They're all like these rundown sedans and then this fucking awesome Corvette.
Yeah. And then they go, and I'm gonna say the weirdest test drive outside of that Seinfeld episode that was great with it, but like
I really didn't get it. I was like, why is he driving?
And he tells Harry his entire life story, his angle to get the Pootenanny.
And that's the problem, dude. Like,
did they get ice cream or something at some point?
Yeah, they get chili dogs. It's like if Harry was, if he had so much charisma, like, and the guy's just kind of like, hey man, I kind of like you. Like Harry could sell the vibe of like, hey man, I'm gonna kind of schmooze this guy because I can see he's a scumbag and I can get scumbag because I'm an everyman. I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger that doesn't blend in with anything and I'm awkward, out of place at fancy parties and all this shit. How are you a spy? How are you undercover, dude? You look like a fucking huge gorilla.
A trench coat.
Like, you're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, the vibe you get from Arnold is just death. It's just the death face Arnold looking at him, and you're just like, why is this guy talking to him still?
Yeah, it would have been super funny. I'd rather just have a completely different movie where Arnold's the hardcore like spy guy, and then I got fucking Bill Pax as the new guy going, "Hey man, what the fuck's going on with this?" Like, you know what I mean?
that would have been great. And or hear me out, switch Tom Arnold and Bill Paxton.
I'd love that. You want to do buddy cops, buddy CIA guys, and Arnold's just the fucking tank and he just kills and he doesn't get to do anything funny because he's not funny. I think people think he's humorous in those comedies because it's such an odd placement of having this big action star be pregnant or be fucking Danny DeVito's twin. And Danny DeVito is a fucking god. He's hilarious. So just to have that juxtaposition, everyone's like, oh, that's funny. But he's not fucking funny. He's not. Yeah. Like, that's why he doesn't work. It's just like he's not charismatic. He's just a killing machine. But dude, Bill Paxton, he fucking slays in this shit. He's so good. His character's a scumbag, but his performance is really what's the best thing. Yeah. And so yeah, they do their car, they eat chili dogs, and Arnold's just kind of getting all the intel of like, you trying to fucking stoop my wife or what's going on here? And he's just like, all right, you know what? We're gonna fucking shake this guy down.
Yeah, and there's one kind of, I don't know, it's a cool visual scene, but it doesn't match the rest of the movie because we go into Arnold's like fantasy for a minute of killing.
Oh, he like breaks his face. Yeah.
Yeah, he just kills this guy basically while driving, and then you just snap out of it, and he's not, and then he does some.
Never happens again in the movie. It's so out. I agree with you completely. It's so out of place, and just it doesn't belong in this narrative.
Yeah. So then they're at home, and she gets a call from Simon. She's got to go out, and she just leaves her family. And then Arnold just leaves his daughter. And
everything just happens at that
your
fucking
daughter
table, right?
Yeah.
It's like the core.
And that was a really fancy dinner too. She took her time.
Your daughter has abandonment issues.
Yeah, big time. Because you'd both just leave.
Daddy issues. That's why she's trying to get some older motorcycle dick, and it's just a mess.
Trying. She got that motorcycle dick. She's moving up. She's on fucking Firebird dick now. You know,
so now
it's a fire.
So now it's the style of the car, not just the brand of or the make.
Just, hey, you start motorcycles, and you learn from there. Okay. But so then Jamie Lee Curtis goes and meets Simon. He's like, I don't want anyone to see us together, so he awkwardly puts her head on his lap, and then you get to hear like Black Ops Omega level CIA agents telling Arnold over and over that her head is in his lap, and you're supposed to be like, haha,
He's blowing her.
That's a man's wife that's blowing another man. You know, and we work
his
with that
marriage
man.
is on the rocks.
You know, we liked him. Yeah, his marriage is over.
I would have laughed if someone said that line. That's
Yeah,
where your
that
comedy moniker comes in.
Yeah, no one had that sense that day.
Well, we also, I mean, just to not go back because it's too long, we skipped a bunch of things where she explains how did you meet Simon? How do you know he was the real deal? I assume that happens now. If it doesn't, it's going to, because I don't want to go back to it.
Oh no, no, we're almost there. So they follow them. He goes back to his trailer home saying it's a safe house. They start he tries to make out with her.
Because he wants to take her. He wants to take her to Paris to play his wife in this fucking sting he wants to do, and she says yes. And then like you see plane tickets and stuff, and that's why for me being a first time viewer, I was like, oh man, I really think my story is going to happen of like a dueling spy thing. I got really excited. I was like, oh, this movie is gonna. I mean, we're a fucking hour into this movie, and it's still, I don't know what it's doing. It's completely dropped the terrorist. Fucking
we're in movie 2, Kevin.
Yeah, story B is just like maybe I was story A the whole time, fuckers. I was like, okay.
And so they black bag them, they take them, and then Jamie Lee Curtis is just put in a box.
They cut the fucking trailer in half.
Yeah.
There's fucking like 5 choppers, 3 cars. This is like a super high level operation. I was like, dude. Who greenlight this shit? You got Arnold one guy
did. All because Tom Arnold, because Gibbs once got a blowy on a mission.
He called in some favors.
Yeah, he's just like, you're not gonna say shit, okay? Remember that time you got a blowjob when we were in an operation, huh? He's like, you knew about that? He's like, I knew about all of them.
I knew about it. It was Operation Blowjob.
It was Operation Blowjob. You named it that. It was very on the nose. So, and forehead and everything. But, and so then, like, the only part I like of it, so Jamie Lee Curtis puts up a great fight, and then she fucking racks this one guy, and he fucking just hits her the head. Yeah, but she racks some other guy, too, and he just fucking hits her the back of the head with his gun, and then Arnold just decks the fucker.
Yeah.
Like, that part was still mildly humorous to me because he's just like, oh, fuck this guy's wife. And he's just like, oh, you fucked my wife. Boo.
But there's no humor. He doesn't say anything. He just hits the guy. Well, because Gibbs is screaming about his balls for 30 minutes as we fade to black. And I'm like, dude, no one cares about anything else. No one cares about your balls. There's a chopper overhead. We can't hear shit. Fuck off.
Why is this chopper overhead? We don't need any light right now.
Yeah, I hope
this for the shot.
A covert operation. This whole trailer park knows you'd cut a trailer in half and just maybe killed or stole 2 people. I don't know.
Yeah. And then Jamie Lee Curtis is in a box and she's being asked questions by a distorted voice. It's Tom Arnold and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
She's not in a box. She's in a fucking like holding cell with the reflective mirror.
Yeah, it's the box is code slang for whatever, you know. Put them in the box to sweat them, you know.
Yeah, the listeners are just like, what kind of box? A pine? Cardboard?
Like, I assume most of them have seen other shit, know what I mean by about. Yeah, they would have figured out when I said an interrogation starts happening.
There you go. I know if I've never seen the movie and I took a minute to listen to Us Versus Movies podcast about True Lies, I wouldn't know what the fuck was going on.
Okay, well, we don't, because this scene's really long. They ask her a bunch of questions, basically just like, are you faithful to your husband? Are you faithful to your husband? That's all it is.
Yeah.
And then so Arnold's just like, I'm going to give her a mission. And
here's the mission, dude. Be a better husband.
Yeah.
How about you communicate? How about you be a part of your wife's life? How about you take interest in what your child's into? How about you be a fucking role model, a pillar in your family's life, and give her a mission? You just try to get affirmation that she's not cheating on you so you can just feel better about yourself. And she probably has every right to cheat on you because you're not there. You're not present
Bill
in
Paxton
their life.
says it. He says, you know, my con wouldn't work if they were being taken care of at home. You know, he's putting in the work and the attention.
Exactly. And then you want to give her a mission to what? Distract her from the love that you don't give her? Fuck you. You suck. I hate your character.
Well, it's a very degrading mission. So everyone who's ever saw this movie or heard anything about this movie is it's the Jamie Lee Curtis dance scene. Okay, so I'm just gonna get us there. She goes to a hotel. She's pretending to be a prostitute. Yes, this man's mission is to make his wife pretend to be a prostitute. Like he has her undress. All right, and you're like, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, you got a good body. You got a smoking
No,
body.
Dustin, she has an incredible body
Yeah, she
for her
does.
age. For anybody's age, shit.
Yeah,
Like I saw her and I was like, wow.
yeah,
Like this is why
agreed.
people remember this movie so fondly because they were
Exactly.
beating off feverishly to this shit.
Feverishly.
Like there's
Because this
probably
scene's very long, like every other scene in the movie. So,
so many kids when this shit like you went direct to home video or whatever the fuck the phrase was
oh
at the
yeah,
time, the fucking pause button was wore out. People that are
yeah.
grown today
They
remember
had to
this
buy
movie.
two because they fucking put it too much work on this part of the fucking tape, and they had
The
to fucking
fucking
redo it.
beatings kids' dicks got across the country from this scene was fucking
Like
legendary.
there was peace on the planet if your child had a True Lies VHS
Dude,
because
they don't
you
even
knew
know
they
what
weren't
the
doing drugs, you knew they weren't hanging out with bad kids doing bad things. They were just beating their fucking dick
where's
nonstop.
little Timmy? He's watching True Lies and he's fucking his dick up to some fucking Jamie Lee shaking her
Just
fucking thing.
let him. This is the most I've fucking related to my son in years. So
It's pretty. They're both tag team beating
this
off.
is
What the fuck does
all
that mean?
right. Got fucking
What the
get out
hell
of
is
there.
that?
It's my fucking turn. Okay. Ah, kid, you fucking wanted the copy. I gotta go fucking switch the tape at Blockbuster again. Damn it. Fuck.
I
So
hope DVD comes out soon.
DVD comes out because we're really gonna break this scene. So here's the thing, though, Kevin. There's this ADR of a Frenchman, I assume, talking for Arnold because
Well,
Arnold
the
has a
gimmick
very
is
distinct voice. So they're just like, let's have him
he
use a
sounds
tape
like an
recorder.
asshole. So
Yeah.
how do we not have him sound like an asshole? It can't be done. Give him a tape recorder.
Give him a tape recorder. Have all of his dialogue
Like
conveniently play
his
out.
is so far up his ass. I'm surprised they just didn't put him behind the door or something with a microphone. You know what I
She
mean?
knows his voice too well though because he calls her nonstop to make
Just
excuses.
take the French guy that recorded the tape. So Gibbs
Yeah.
sets it up and he's calling her and he's like, hey, you go pick up a package at this. You're going to meet a room. You're going to plant a bug in a room and you're going to meet this guy. He's a real pervert. Don't worry. He likes to watch. He ain't going to try to fuck you. But, you got to get real nasty with that thing. And she's like, yeah, okay. And she goes there. She does that. She gets some titties out. Then she gets butt naked. And you can't see Arnold's face, but this Cro-Mag asshole sitting like 6 feet away from her in this dimly lit room. She
Yeah,
can't be
only
like,
his head is dark. And
yeah.
then James Cameron's like, you know what? I'm gonna punch in and show you the scariest face on Arnold ever, because he's gonna look like a raging homicidal maniac that is just ready to beat his dick. Okay.
He looked, dude. I mean, like, it's such a this kind of like it's supposed to be a real sexy scene. And don't get me wrong, she's a beautiful woman. She does a great job. And
No. It's fucking cringe, dude.
no,
Okay, when she gets going, okay, yes, she
no,
gets there.
yeah,
But when
I
it
mean, for what
starts,
she's
it's a
asking for,
very slow fucking start. Okay, where you're just
which it
like,
should be,
oh
right? Because she's awkward. It's this we're
yeah,
taking this woman that's just gone through a traumatic experience, like a trailer being cut open and almost attacked by another man and kidnapped and put a sack on her head and then told she's a spy so her family doesn't get killed or something. So she's
arrested.
going through it, right?
Yeah.
And then they're told her go be a hooker and then plant this thing or your family's going to be like it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
So
And this
if it
is
was
her
me,
husband. This is the man that's supposed to love her, that's enraged and jealous that she was going to spend time with another man, doing all of this to her. Like, think about the years
know.
of trauma.
So
Their
much-
marriage would not end in a tango. It would end in court with a nasty custody
No, dude.
battle that she
It
would
would
definitely win.
it would end with a fucking pair of scissors through his temple when he slept. Fucking. So I mean, if my wife did that to me and she's like, "Pull your dick out and shake it," I'd be like, "Yeah, I guess I got trauma."
I got trauma. Find out later. So then he asks her to lay on the bed, and then he goes for the rose boop. He's like, boop. And I was like, how have you not opened your eyes by now? And so instead, he starts kissing her, and then she fucking clubs him in the head with the phone.
Right? Like,
yeah, but she beats the living piss out of him with this phone, and you don't feel any sympathy for him.
No, I wanted to finish him, take him through the fucking window.
I was like, well, he's dead because that's a legit phone. That's like, old school 90s. That's a legit man killer right there. Okay. Like that's a finisher.
She dialed M for murder.
Yeah. She did a couple times. She was like, M. Yeah. She comes back, she kicks him in the ribs, and then she still does her job and puts this stupid little,
Yeah, she's real atomic blonde now.
Yeah. And then he's just like, Ellen. Oh, and we forgot the shitty part. So they tell her her code name, or you're gonna meet Boris. Your code name's gonna be, and she's just like Natasha, because like Rocky and Bullwinkle,
right? And
you're just like, ha ha ha, that would be stupid but funny, I guess. And he's like, no, Doris. So they're Boris and Doris, and I was like, what is the joke here? What is the joke here, James Cameron? What the fuck is the joke here?
I assume the joke was they had the joke for you, and they thought you were going to try to outsmart them, and they're like, no joke. The joke is there is no joke.
The joke is we're boring. Like, ha 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 ha.
He's like, you don't like the joke? What's the matter, you? And I was like, oh, I see what you did, dude. Layers.
They're like, nah, we didn't have layers. So he calls to her, and then the terrorists show back up. Movie A just like,
movie A, we're back in this bitch. Recognize terrorist. She's looking hot. Slick the hair back. Terrorist in the house.
And I do like this part because she thinks they're there for her and that she's fucked up.
Yeah.
And she's just like, Harry, shut up. Let me handle this. And he's just like, and that he, for his wife, and I granted, I get it's for his safety, but she's not picking up on any of the cues. He just calls her some whore, some prostitute,
she thought it was another Tuesday afternoon.
I think he calls her the B word at one point. He's like, she's just some crazy B word. And I was just like,
oh, they call everyone. If you're a female in this, you get called bitch at least 3 times.
At least 3 times. I half expected Kevin to like triple the amount in telling everyone about that part, but thankfully it didn't happen. But they're just putting him on an airplane, and then he's still like, they drove from a hotel to a private airport, and the whole time he's been trying to convince them that
please let her go.
Let her go. That ain't my old lady. The prostitute has nothing to do with this. And they were just like, oh yeah, no, we just brought her to the private airport because YOLO, whatever. We just like dropping people off here when we then leave a lot of material witness.
Juno's on the plane, right? And then she starts kind of going, oh, hey, what's up, Harry? Oh, who's this? And he's like, it's just some crotchety old rickety whore I found. He's just like,
this is a high-class call girl. She has nothing to do with this other than the blowies that I paid for, and I still expect, young lady. And Jamie Lee Curtis is like, what? And she's like, I got this locket that shows a really piss poor photo of Arnold and a really piss poor photo of myself.
It was like a Family Ties portrait where they painted it, and they just painted their own portraits, and they cut them out and put it in each other's locket.
But like a paint by numbers version of
That's actually kind of sweet. So I'm glad she had that. Yeah. In her whore outfit she had to wear. She brought the locket.
And Tia Carrere is just like, oh, I see. I thought I was catching that D, but you're fucking married. And then they just drug them both because for whatever reason, we need them for the movie to progress, I guess. I don't know
we don't kill them now because
the somewhat nice terrorist who only hits women said he needs them.
Yeah, Balky wants to talk to them. It doesn't really make sense. Like, I get it. They captured him because maybe he was the one that was hot.
Know they were there?
I don't know. Maybe they were tailing him ever since the big non-shootout at the mall.
Why did neither of them have any concern for their daughter at that point? They've been
she's
kidnapped. They're taken on a plane. No one's like, oh my God, Dana.
she's real unbearable. So anytime
Dana.
she's not around, you don't think about
Yeah.
her.
I mean, that is true. Very true.
She's like, the kids aren't here. Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God I can fucking get some shit done with my life now. So,
Yeah, they're like kind of people that just won't go home. And when they do, you realize you live with them.
you live with them, and it's like Thanksgiving all the time, and
It's your fault. Your fault because you just had to have sex.
Your pullout game is weak. So
15 seconds of pleasure, 30 years ruined. Because they will live with you till they're 30.
Well, in this economy, I don't blame them. So,
am I right, Zoomers?
So, you're in for 50 the fucking way this plan's going. You're just gonna live in a fucking vault underground. You're gonna be like, this is like the video game until like you actually get eaten by a mutated bear.
This is like the video game.
This is exactly like it. It's actually a lot scarier though in real life.
Frame rate sucks.
Frame rate is shit. I died so much because of lag.
Oh wait, that's my vision.
That's my vision. I'm fucking high on fucking diesel fumes. Yeah, so they wake up. They're just walked around showing the entire operation. Tia Carrere's like, these are priceless artifacts. What a shame. They pull out the nukes that, were mentioned in a sentence. So you're just like, oh, yeah.
It was like the movie's like, hey, man, these cool statues, they're just being, they're a Trojan horse to smuggle some nukes. And you're just kind of like, yeah,
priceless
okay, movie.
Trojan horses.
Okay. And then it's never brought up again until movie A part 2 kicks in.
And so they bring out the nuke, and then Balky is there, and he's just like, do you know what this is? And then Arnold...
McDonald's ice cream machine.
It's always broken. You get it? You can't get the ice cream.
This scene is so stupid.
Because he doesn't have Tom Arnold to tell the bad jokes, so he's got to tell the bad jokes all of a sudden.
Is it a condom dispenser?
It's like 15 condom dispensers. Oh, I know what it is. It's a broken hot water heater. Have you ever had one of those? I mean, this is clearly like a 30-gallon. You're just like, shut the fuck up.
Is it my wife's sex drive? Oh, everybody's just like, what the fuck? This sucks.
It's large, you get it. She's
is this a bit?
Is this a bit? Because it's like, all right, I gave you 2, and then he does a 3rd, and then he does a 4th.
Is this Godzilla's butt plug? It's like, please fucking stop.
Stop. Just children are beaten off to this movie. Now they're real sad.
They're so angry. Yeah. They like teen boys just jizzed in every sock they own, and now they're forced to listen to this shit.
Just like,
there's no payoff.
There's no payoff. It's just a bunch of dad jokes delivered by Arnold. He's like, I got the cool 15. All right. If I see that red light flash, I'll just keep going. I don't care. So
everyone's like, boo.
Boo. He's like, don't you boo me. All right. Now look at this object. Your mama's so fat, this goes up her vagina. They're just like,
he doesn't even know his audience. Half of them don't speak English. He's only really killing like 4 people in the room.
Yeah, they're just like, oh god.
Everybody's like, god.
With those 4, that one that learned for the rest of the group, he's just like, oh man.
Is this what the Americans think are funny?
We just leave them alone. I don't think they're a threat,
Like, guys, Danny DeVito, we understand, but this isn't funny.
Yes. My God.
Danny DeVito.
He's going to say chill out in about 2 years when he plays Mr. Freeze, and that's still better than this. So yeah, and then, Balky's just like, I'll fucking blow your wife's head off. I'll hit her too. I don't care.
I will kill you for those bad
I'll do it. Okay. Yeah. He's like, say what it is, or I kill her. And you're like, okay, but why? And then he says exactly what it is, what type of nuke it is. It's range. He's like, it was manufactured. Yeah. He licks it. He's like, sometime between March and fucking June 1979. Okay, is it good enough for you?
The Nintendo seal of approval is located on the back right side. You're just
They're
like,
like,
okay,
oh, it is.
now you're just being a nerd about it. And it's
Hey,
fucking annoying.
that's just too much. All right, just we're good. And so the gist is that. And then he tells Jamie Lee Curtis, like, "Sorry, honey, I'm a
Yeah,
spy."
dude, that's the most unlikable
Uh,
fucking scene, the most unlikable phrase in the whole movie. Sorry, honey, I'm a spy. And she's in tears, dude. Like you're just
yeah.
kind of like,
She
what
has a
the
gun
fuck?
to her head. She's being told she thinks this is all her fault.
Yeah, dude, she could die any minute, and she's terrified. All this shit is just emotionally bombarding her. And I'm sorry, honey, I'm a spy. Like he should have like farted to
Yeah. just, just a real fucking trombone too. Just like,
it should have been like this for like 10 minutes. And everyone's just kind of looking around, waiting.
or this is like, did we arm the nuke? Because I'm fucking dying.
Everyone just looking around, waiting to smell it, like kind of terrified but don't want to move. And then one dude runs in. Hey man, I was just wondering. Whoa,
Whoa, fucking who
We are-
is burning tires?
we are
Jesus
outdoors, and I smelled that shit.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, just like look at how big and open this warehouse is. That just hits you like fucking expired tuna. Like just
Is there a dead body burning right now?
burning on a stack of tires and just like ammonia in the air. Like what is happening?
Then the old dude comes out of the porta potty from the beginning. He was like, "That's my bad."
He's like, that's my bad. I mean, you know. You gotta
Everybody's
go.
like-
You gotta go. This, airports and hangars have the best toilets. So
Everybody's like, "Is that Hollywood's James Cameron?"
doing the fucking understall toe tap. He's just like, huh? No.
Like, goodbye, everyone. He just flies away.
See you when I make millions. Woo.
See you in the boat movie.
The boat
Yeah,
movie
dude.
and the fucking weird cat aliens.
He's just so the worst person on the planet right now.
He shifts over into like cocky, stupid asshole Harry. I don't even like.
Dude, he does. Like,
It's like,
baby, you're
you
about to
don't
see me
even-
work.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, like he's just so proud that he gets to show his wife what he does.
Yeah, dude.
And not be like a boring loser computer geek salesman, you know.
asshole.
instead,
dot
she
matrix printer.
fucking decks his ass because for whatever reason she's not tied up, you know.
So
And so she just decks him. She's just like, "You fucking piece of shit! You lied to me. You know,
dude,
we're
she
gonna
should have just
die."
started stomping his nuts and shit. And like the fucking balcony should have just been like, "Yo, whoa, let her have
Yeah,
this."
they're just like, "Whoa, what is going on? These are our why are our hostages attacked? What did you guys do to them?" Like,
They got issues before
Yeah.
they came here.
and then you know, Sloan or what's her fucking name? I don't know.
Juno.
Tia Carrere.
Juno.
Oh, Juno. Yeah.
I-
She's just like,
Sloan.
I don't know. She seemed like a real Sloan in that moment. So she's just like, "Oh, Harry, you fucking didn't tell the wife. Like, what the fuck, you know?" And then they take him to be
No
interrogated.
sisterhood in this, no women power, no women sticking together. Like, hey, we might be bad guys, but that's still fucked up, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's getting hit by her boss, so you know. I mean,
Yeah, but still, like, like I was just like, well, I guess she's not even really a bad guy, but she is a bad guy. But then she's in
Yeah.
it for the money, but then she's just ready to like murder people. Like, I didn't
Well,
understand the level
she's
of
into the thrill, you know, like
her badness. Now you're a terrorist against
in
America.
for a penny, in for a pound, Kevin. Come on,
Yeah,
that's
you're
how.
smuggling weapons and shit. You're not in it just for the money. You're in for a lot of shit right now, honey. I just
You're in for an international manhunt, but we're somewhere off of Florida. I don't think they've established that we're somewhere off of Florida, but I'm
They're
just
in the
letting
Florida
the audience
Keys.
know.
Yeah.
Like they're in Florida for some
they're like, we
reason.
want to nuke Florida, and everyone's just kind of like, I don't.
Let them have it, you know.
They're like,
I mean,
so what's
fucking
the problem? I
fuck
don't.
up one more election. I mean, I'm gonna nuke
Like,
them. So
Just kind of looking at each other like,
you know, like, can we let some of the, you know what? Nah, just take it. Just
gonna just What are you gonna do? Blow up this place or? Oh,
Like,
you were going
do you
to.
need like a good spot to go or suggestions? I mean, try Jacksonville or Tampa, Tallahassee. Just you know what? Get them all. Get them all. You know. So
Oof.
Chattanooga is that there? I don't know. You know what? Just take Florida off the map. But yeah, so now they're doing interrogation for whatever weird reason. Juno's just like, hey, before you die, I just want you to know I totally banged your husband. Like, she just lies to her. She's like, I banged your husband. It was great. And I was like, what? And he's just like, that didn't happen. And I was like, you have lied about everything. Like, why are you even trying that right now? Like,
Yeah, he should have just kind of like gritted his teeth and stared at her like, "Bitch, I might kill you." You know what I mean? Like I thought he like, but he's just tries to be like, "No, babe, just this crazy hoe's just talking crazy hoe shit." I'm like, "What?"
remember when I was trying to say that you were a prostitute I didn't care about? Let me tell you about this prostitute I don't care about. Did this work the first time? I'm gonna try it again. So,
Yeah, I just was like, "What?" It's like, dude, I was like, "Dude, just shut up."
and then a man who looks like they made him roll in dirt, just due to how, just like I don't know, just like his hair looked like they just poured dirt on him. It just he seemed like an unkept man, and they're just like, this man is going to torture and kill you. But
Mm-hmm.
first, he's going to give you a truth serum so that we can. I don't know. Like, we were easily able to find where you live, so I don't know what other information we need from you.
Yeah, like was they trying to
So,
get? Oh, he's Omega Black Ops, private sector. Like, what were you? What information? Unless I
yeah.
missed it somewhere, was there
Well, it's
something
like
that
he's not going to stop. Your plan's already in action. Like, what
was that what they
information do
is?
you
Maybe that's
need
what they
from
wanted. It
him?
was like, hey, does who else knows about us? Like, who else
But
knows
your
we're
plan's
here?
already in action, you
I don't
know?
know, man. I
And around this time, I think they do find the transmitter and break it, and then Gibbs and crew are just like, "Oh fuck, we lost it."
yeah, we
Okay,
got the
last call is on
signals.
this island. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, no one wrote down where the GPS was pinging for fucking 45 minutes. They were just like, "Oops, guess they found it. Search them all." And so they give Arnold the truth serum.
He's
It's
tripping balls.
Yeah, there's some humor attempted again, because again, he doesn't have Tom Arnold to just shit out lines like
If
nonstop.
you really have to tell the truth, honey, are we gonna die?
Yeah, ask me something I'd usually lie to you about. Well, first of all, that's everything. Okay, so I don't know. Like, I have no baseline to ask you anything because
Hmm.
everything's a lie. And then her first and only question is, are we gonna die? Is this a common question? Are we gonna die today? He's just like, no, no, we're not.
I
We're
thought
gonna
it was
have,
gonna be a moment to try to heal their relationship
yeah,
about like the daughter or like their something that on their wedding day, some sort of character moment where I'd just be like, oh, he wouldn't lie about that because he's like, did you lie when
yeah.
you said you loved me on our wedding day? Something real like pulling at
Or
my heartstrings or something.
no, totally, you could totally do that. Or hear me out, Kevin. This movie loves its attempts at humor. Why not give Jamie Lee Curtis a chance? Where she could be like, do you really love my spaghetti and meatballs? And he's just like, no, I think it's fucking hot trash. Like, what are you doing? Are you microwaving those noodles? Like, what are you doing with that? Like I mean, granted,
Mm.
you'd have to have someone who could act opposite of her, but you could have set up for some easy jokes where she's just like, do you like spending Sundays in bed all day with me? He's like, no, I hate it. And she's just like, fucking, I knew it. Anything, just anything. Instead, she's just like, are we gonna die? And he's just like,
Yeah.
probably. And she's like, ah. And then Dr. Death comes back and
It was Dr. Harry Killinger from the Venture Brothers.
yeah. And he's just like, I'm gonna kill you soon. And he's like, oh yeah, how you gonna do that? And so he, you know, calls his shot. He's like, I'm gonna take you as a human shield, throw that thing in that guy's eye, and then snap your neck. And then he does that. And you're just like, okay, cool, 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 cool.
Sweet.
The truth serum has completely faded from his system already, apparently.
No, man, he's all wonky. He's all like he's
Yeah,
coming
for like
down.
25 steps, and then he's good.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that was going to be like something he had to achieve. Maybe use his wife to help him to build a relationship. I'm trying to build a goddamn
Yeah,
relationship. The
no,
movie's like, "Fuck
no.
you, stupid," and I'm like,
No,
"Oh, they'll
we're
have
gonna
to."
have Jamie Lee Curtis be the comedic relief all of a sudden. So
Yeah, because I was like, "Oh, they'll work together." She could be like, "Harry, to your left," and he just shoots and like fucking headshots a guy. She's like, "Over there, oh, he's got a big gun," or like, he's weird looking,
he's got the boom boom pistol, and then he's just like,
something.
what?
And he's just like, "No, I just shook it off. No, I'm just like, oh, I got these fucking Uzi."
Yeah. Nope. Instead, they're like sneaking around. They get caught instantly. They just start shooting everything. He at one point takes. Are you going to talk about the flamethrower? The
No,
homemade
you're way too far because they go to this massive gunfight and then they sneak back in, and then they're listening to the bad guy cut the promo on the camera, right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry, I did forget
this part, and I was
this
like,
part's fucking muddy. This guy outacts everyone but Bill Paxton in this fucking movie.
dude,
He sells our bad guy perfectly. He's just and he's funny. He's got the perfect little mousy voice. I'm just saying, Kevin, take it away. I just wanted to get that out of my system, so I didn't.
so Balky's cutting his Splinter Cell promo, saying we're gonna do this, we're gonna blow up the cut. If we don't get our demands met, we're just gonna start setting off a nuke, and fuck you, we're the real deal. And he's just staring at the camera, and this guy's just holding the camera, and he's just like, ooh. He looks aside. He doesn't have the viewfinder open. He's doing it like he should. I mean, he doesn't have a tripod, but whatever.
Yeah, it's shaky.
And you look in there and it says low battery, and I'm like, ooh, rookie mistake is what I was thinking. I was like, yo, you gotta charge those bricks, homie. And he's filming it, and it kind of dies on him. And to his defense, Balky is repeating himself like crazy. I'm like, bro, we heard you the first 7 times you said it, and everyone's standing there.
It's great because he's very passionate about what he's speaking about.
Oh, he does. It's a great performance.
Which is what makes this scene kind of actually the only funny scene in the movie. So
yeah, in all honesty, the bad guy, the main dude, he does a great job and he's kind of the straight guy for the most of the time. They don't really make him funny.
Yeah.
This scene is just humorous, like you said, because the camera operator guy sells it, and he's just kind of like, I dipped the battery.
Yeah, he just says the thing down, and the guy's like, "What are you doing? Why are you not filming me? The fuck?"
Yeah, he does give him a real "what the fuck" without saying "what the fuck."
Yeah,
and he's just like, "I'll go get another one. It's in the truck." He's like, "Just go get it. Go get the fucking battery." I would have kind of liked it more if he would have just set the camera down and ran away. If he didn't say shit, and the dude would be like, "What?" And then he picks the camera up. Yeah, it's fucking dead. He's fucking dead. He's dead.
Fucking someone go kill him. Shoot him now. Bring him back. I want to shoot him.
Yeah, and then you have the Scott Steiner guy in the chainmail fucking shirt. I was like, they'll be fighting later because you're the only one that looks different. And Wardrobe was like, just put a chainmail on him because he's gonna fight with the sword.
Why not?
So they go in there. A big shootout occurs. They're dumping in the nuke in the concrete to do something. I don't really
can't disarm
pick it up. You can't disarm it, or you can't pick up the nuke. It doesn't trigger.
The cement's not going to dry that quick, but and they wrapped it in an American flag.
Were they trying to smuggle it into the city to blow up the main city? Because they had the movie trucks, remember?
Well, yeah, no, that's the rest of them. Because remember, they have 4 of them. So that one they activate, and they wrap it in an American flag, and they put it in cement.
I mean, I assume the flag was symbolic
of the death of America. Yeah, I guess, but
yeah, maybe it was just something to house the nuke because it's not on the top of a missile, so it doesn't have anywhere to really launch. Maybe that's just how they were going to detonate it. Whatever.
It doesn't. It didn't.
Because it's just a warhead, right?
Yeah, it didn't make any more sense the rest of the movie. So
that's what I assumed. They were either going to transport it somehow or kind of give it a base to set off on.
No, that's the one that goes off later, though.
Yeah, I know, because the island.
The other 3 go in the the trucks.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. I know. So that's why I was just like, it's either that one or the one they used to nuke the island. You don't really go back to it. So it just everything just teleports on trucks later on.
Yeah.
You don't really
No,
see the logo.
I'm fairly certain that's the one that nukes the island. So
Yeah, I agree. So there's an impromptu gunfight, and he gives Jamie Lee Curtis a Mac 10, and she's like, "Ooh!" Doesn't show her how to use it. Just hands her a gun, goes, "You know what's up." And
yeah, he's
he's
just
just
like,
like,
you love adventure now.
"Yeah." There's no like little montage of him going, you squeeze the trigger, you don't pull it. And she's like, "What's that mean?" He's just like, "Just aim and click. It's a camera. Just aim and click." And nothing funny like that. No opportunities for humor between these two is ever detected in the movie.
No, Jamie Lee Curtis is only allowed to be frantic damsel now. That's it.
Exactly. So the action scene, and there's a thing where she drops the fucking thing down the stairs, and apparently you touch this gun in any shape, form, or fashion, it shoots off like 20 rounds.
And
I was
even
like,
though it's going in a perfect circle, none of the bullets hit her. They only
no,
shoot
yeah,
forward.
they only shoot forward. They don't shoot back at her. There's some sign that they cut to her, and she kind of sells it like she's ducking and moving a little bit, to her credit.
Yeah.
But I was just like, there's no extended clip on that thing. Like, I think what the most they can hold is 30, if I remember correctly.
This thing shoots bullets for days going on. Like it's bouncing like it's just a slinky down the stairs, man. It's just like boing, boing, but like a slinky that's like at its end, that's running out of momentum.
I assume it's played for comedy, but it's awful.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like it's kind of out of place because I thought we were wrapping the movie up, but little did I know there was another hour.
I mean, I'm trying to get us there, but yeah, it's so long. Yeah. So and then let's just get through this part because this part's just so pointless, So he takes another gun and makes a fucking flamethrower pistol shit go on. It doesn't make any sense. Like I guess he just shoots it to light it. I don't know.
Yeah, he shoots it to light it.
It looks like he's just shooting flame bullets. Like he's just like magic missile, magic missile, magic missile.
I'd be actually okay with that. I'd be like,
I was like, that'd be cool.
Yeah, he starts the fire. He torches the scene. She tries to get away. Juno catches her, knocks her out. Not before she tries to. She can deck her husband and fucking flat back him, but she can't knock out fucking Juno because Juno's just that bitch. She can't say, "Yeah, I'm the one, motherfucker. Don't fuck with me."
Juno's been hit too many times. She knows how to take.
Yeah, she could take it. She got a fucking iron jaw. So they take her and then they vacate. They're going to hit the fucking Keys bridges. He dives into the water. The fucking Valky shoots a rocket, blows everything to shit. Fucking cavalry's finally showing up. They scramble. They pick him up. They're in a helicopter. We got two fucking jump Harriers just show the fuck up because he got fucking what's his name? Fucking Gibb calls in a favor because he just knows everybody on the phone. They're up there fucking buy, sell, a trade, chatting on the phone, getting goddamn World War III to kick off. Still no cops anywhere. Like
no cops, no other military, just
no emergencies going off in Florida. Like, hey, everyone get in your homes. There's
he is calling someone saying you got to clear this radius.
That's true. You're right.
Blah, blah.
You're right.
But it doesn't matter because the minute this shit lands, eventually, just to skip ahead for just a moment, there's just a bunch of people there. And it was just like, okay, so we just ignored that fucking evacuation call, but whatever. So, we're in this helicopter, and this man's wife has been taken from him again. And he's just very calm, nonchalant. He's got Gibbs to do all his talking for him. No emotion at all. So, and then the shittiest, his face on this, Kevin, where the fighter pilots, the whatever, ask if that will detonate the nukes, and he's just like, no, it won't. And then he makes the face of Tom Roll, like, I don't know, maybe I might just blow up my fucking wife and all of us. I was like, what?
What a worthless tit. I was just like, I hate you. I almost hated him more in that scene than the scene where he was just like, I'm a spy. Nah, the I'm a spy is my most hated line.
No, yeah, it's my second least favorite.
Yes.
Because I'm just like, you're not gonna make it either if those
think about it, right?
Dick.
Think about it. You have military Harrier, like jump jets, talking to some Black Ops Omega team, conversations about a nuclear warhead that might go off if we open fire and you give them the green light. Number one, who the fuck are you to give the green light to
Yeah.
engage something with a live warhead on American soil? They're on the fucking
Yeah, they
what
just
is it, the
fucking
7 Mile
light up the.
Bridge?
Yeah, they light up that fucking bridge. I hate this scene. I hate this bridge. I hate that people were like, "Oh, the bridge scene." No, I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that this won the MTV Movie Awards Best Stunt Scene. You know,
Dude,
because they were just bullshit
it
things.
it won a lot of awards. I don't
Yeah,
we don't
well,
have another 5 hours to cover how many
I'm
awards this movie
I'm
won.
pretty sure it won this one, and I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me with this bullshit?" Because this scene fucking sucks. Anyway, yeah, so they fucking light up the bridge, and then we're just like,
Yes, it won. Limo Rescue. No,
fucking,
no,
I
no.
knew
I'm
it. I
sorry. It was
fucking,
nominated. It was
oh, it
nominated.
was nominated. Okay,
Yes,
it lost though.
nominated.
That's disappointing, I guess.
It
Okay, but
won.
at least I knew that it was participating in that bullshit.
I'm surprised you remember that.
extravaganza.
Wow.
I know. I don't know why.
Just
Okay,
really,
but
really,
it
really.
grinded my gears so
Yeah.
hard that yeah. Anyway,
It was on Laserdisc.
yeah, no, I know. I wasn't joking about that, dude. This was like a huge Laserdisc collection. People were like, oh, fucking needed. They needed that Jamie Lee Curtis on fucking Laserdisc. So, um, yeah, and so they nuke the bridge, and then it's just like we we've talked about the horrible pacing. Hopefully, people have picked up on it. So now we've gone from this high action scene where these warheads might go off to comedy again, where this van is hanging off the edge.
Best editing? What?
Shut up. No one cares about best editing. Yeah, what the fuck?
Nominated.
Okay, no, that
Nominated.
one, nominated. Yeah, well, thankfully I didn't win. And this truck is hanging off the edge. There's three guys, and they're just like, yay, we stopped it from falling over. We're not gonna die. And then a pelican lands on the truck, and they fall over.
It's a real Waka Waka moment.
Yeah, it's real Waka Waka. The fucking van explodes before it actually hits, which really bothered me. Like, it really bothered me. I was like, why did it explode before it had an impact? Because, I mean, it wouldn't have exploded anyway. We all know that, but it did it before it hit.
Were those warheads or like Easter eggs that are fucking in there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're not recovering four of them, all four of them, actually. So,
well, here's my favorite part of the bridge scene. They're in the limo. Jamie Lee, Juno, or Helen, I guess we'll use the right names.
Helen and Juno, yeah, they're keeping her alive.
And they're being real snarky to each other. Juno's being real cocky, like she's getting away with this one. And like Juno has this big fucking just tank of a driver. This guy's got a big fro and a beard. He's kind of funny looking. Just
he's awesome. He's an awesome driver.
He says nothing, but he's always present in the background, and they're fighting they're fighting each other, and they're driving, and then the bridge is out because the Harriers are like, fuck that bridge.
Yeah, because that was their solution. Just
and the Omega helicopter is above them in the middle of their skirmish. Helen wins the fight. Not before the gun goes off and shoots the dude in the back of the head and kills him. And I was like, please let that happen. And then it did happen. But then the car continued to go forward for about 30 to 45 more minutes of the movie.
Fat foot just guns it. And it never once flips. It just fucking bumper cars off of all of the sides.
It never once flips. The mega chopper, and then Arnold's leaning down. Harry's leaning down to pull his wife out of the sunroof. And you're like, okay. And it takes 20 minutes and it's not working. And I'm like, Helen, crawl in the car and take his fucking foot off the thing and put the emergency brake on and you'll be rescued. Why are you doing this? Why is this a 20-minute scene to pull her out of this fucking limo? It's not action packed. There's no drama. The music sucks. The pacing's awful. Yeah. The fucking editing's even shittier. Like, there's no tension here. I don't
had to kill Tia Carrere, who just goes, oh shit.
Yeah, she's just like, yeah, I guess
She doesn't
She's
even
like,
try. I was like, just grab onto her fucking legs. Like, what the fuck?
yeah,
No, we
anything.
need that scene where just as they clear and the limo's going down, Jamie Lee Curtis is pulled
It's
out,
supposed to be a real
and
nail biter. It's just,
the music is like, like that's it. You're just like,
yeah,
what the fuck is this shit?
yeah, man. I
So
like you could fucking clear a level in Mario Brothers and get a better goddamn
yeah. And
using
then they just
gratification.
land. They're just on the fucking ground. We just like they were in the helicopter somehow, even though it's like fucking probably physically impossible for them to climb up to the helicopter.
The two Harriers are just chilling on the road. There's sheriffs, there's cops, there's some people. There's kind of like, yeah, man, you guys are like local heroes. Oh, a nuke just
Yeah.
went off. Was that y'all?
Yeah, Gibbs like, don't look at the flash, don't look at the flash. And you're just like, why? What is happening? And then fucking Helen and Harry just kiss as a nuclear bomb goes off.
And
Like
not
this is
one time
romantic.
where you were calling back up from a mega fucking Bravo team, you were like, hey, we have a nuke in play
Yeah.
on American soil by terrorists of a splinter cell. That whole thing I was researching for 4 hours in the movie, it's
Yeah.
happening.
So call in everyone.
Call in,
Like
get the
everyone.
president on the fucking
Like
horn.
this isn't something we're gonna keep low key. This is making the news because
This is
nuclear
World War
warhead.
III. Okay, like
Yeah.
get fucking Nick Fury back on the phone. I didn't see him. He's there
Nick
for
Fury.
2 minutes.
Where are you? He's just like, I'm putting the Avengers together. I gotta spill blood on some fucking playing cards from Captain America, okay?
Get
Like,
the
how else
out.
am I gonna get fucking 7 adults to work with each other? So,
They
with
don't
super
really-
powers.
They don't get along, but do they?
They don't
Yeah.
get along.
This is so fucking stupid. Like, I get it. It's a crazy, cheesy action movie. Hey, you're being too serious, man. It's just good fun. Yeah, man. But just
No,
give
kissing
me-
in front of a nuke going off is not just
Give
good
me-
fun.
a throwaway line that I could just be like, all right, it's being addressed. And I know it's not, realistic, whatever, but just give me something just so I can go, oh, okay, thanks for not completely fucking insulting me while I watch this.
Instead of me being like, they all have cancer now. And this movie's like, nah, we're good.
And then these Marines are just like, he's like, hey, Marines, I need your Harrier. He's like, sure, boss, fucking
Yeah,
hang
'cause-
loose.
Kids is like, hey, your teenage daughter that has been basically non-existent through this entire movie.
Hey, Harry, I know you just saved the world, but boy, I got some bad news for you. You know that daughter that kind of was here and there.
Somehow we like took a shit break or something, and they
We
picked her
leaked your
up.
personal intel, and you're a Black Ops agent, where basically everything about you is going to be totally hidden to anyone. It would probably take years to crack your fucking identity, your location, everything. Fucking Balky, he did it in like 2 seconds. He's
Balky
got your
followed you
daughter.
home from the fucking shit ass mall, the Georgetown Mall. Okay, you gotta stop shopping there. Everyone knew who you were, so he gave him
dude.
directions. At gunpoint, of course. I mean, he threatened to slap most of them, but
So now the movie's like, I will never end.
I will never end. Did you like Die Hard? I'm about to try to recreate Die Hard.
Like, if that was your finale, the island it blew up, the Harriers, the bridge, I'd have been like,
yeah, they're back
I'm
together.
good.
They're romantic.
I'm good. They
But
kiss.
then selfish Harry's back, Kevin. Just
I didn't expect
out of
him to
the blue.
learn anything.
I know, but it's just like he couldn't even turn to his wife and say, I have to go save our daughter. He just steals a fighter pilot, wrecks a police car for like 10 minutes, just grinding the wheel, like just dry humping this fucking police car with this fighter pilot.
And it's supposed to be just fucking Gibbs, just like, oh, he's got like 1,000 hours behind it. You could do this. And I was like,
buddy, you haven't driven
comedy?
a $1 million fighter pilot for fucking 10 years. You
Is
sure
this
you're okay?
funny?
bro?
Am I supposed to fucking laugh at this?
I'm supposed to believe he's going to be competent later on in this same situation. Okay, whatever. And then like we see that the daughter's been, not tied up or anything.
here's the
She's
thing,
just sitting
dude.
there like,
She's
man,
just
I
sitting
was
there
going to
kicking
go
her
to the
feet.
mall.
Yeah, she's just like, is there any dicks I can suck? And everybody's just like, whoa,
They're
whoa, we're
like,
trying
hey,
to.
whoa, yes, but like, are you a
Whoa.
virgin? And they're like, nah. She's like, nah, like, fucking, you should hear my Me Too story. And they're just like, oh, that's dark. So,
And I'm just like, she's just like kicking it, real chilling.
yeah.
Um, they he's like, don't worry, man, I got a guy on the inside. By the time you get there and Harry like kill a bunch of people with that jet, you might shoot our own guys.
We
So
might shoot like a lot of our own people,
the
actually.
third
So,
man of Harry's team finally enters the movie again. He's sneaking in as media, because this guy really not getting the views he wants on his
he's
whole
like,
blow up America game plan.
listen, I'm not doing the self camera shit. Okay, I want a professional with a professional camera. Someone who's gonna charge a battery.
You know
Okay.
what, Dustin? And that was his fucking fault because they should search the media guys, and the media guys have a gun hidden inside the camera. If he would have had his own cameraman, he would have been like, "No, boss, this is a gun camera. This is
Yeah,
bad."
exactly. Well, that guy probably got a fucking flamethrower, so they didn't bring him.
That's true.
Or he might have been the driver of the Pelican truck. So
He was probably Union. That's why they couldn't get
yeah,
him.
they're like, nah, we can't get that guy. You know, he's
You
not
see his
extremist enough. He's in the fucking Union. You don't fuck with Union, okay?
Not only that, do you see his
Live,
fucking rates? Ridiculous.
yeah, ridiculous. You want to live well, Union. All right, that's what they say. That's what we're really shooting for with the Cripsid Jihad. You know, which is a very racist name. It's a racist name, to be quite honest. But yeah, so he's doing his thing. She sleight of hand. She's a pickpocket. She's a thief. So she steals the key for the warhead. And you're just like, oh, yep. She's still,
like in this
stealing.
7-hour movie, you could have threw 10 hours to been like, hey, I saw what you did. You took the money out of the coat.
Yeah.
Let's have
Had
a
him
moment
talk to
with
his
the
daughter
daughter. Yeah. And she's like, I'm sorry, Dad, he's got the sticky fingers just like the guy from Onyx. And I, back to fuck up. And I'm really into that now because it's the 90s. And I'm real kind of fuck you. And he's like, let's just go to your room and talk about it. Is this all the shit you stole? You got to be a better daughter.
Your TV's better than mine.
You got to be a better dad.
Oh, is this the laser disc of the movie we're in? What the hell?
And I would have took that.
Going on eBay.
I would have took it. That would have cost you what, 5 minutes of movie time, 6 movies screen.
And said you just show her take like $3 out of a shitty jacket and jump on the back of a motorcycle, and it's just like character development.
Go buy a fucking Diet Sprite before she goes to fucking wherever she's going. How old is she? She's not in school. She's got to be at least 18. So yeah, we can make those dick jokes, everybody.
No, actually, I think we can't. I think she's
what the fuck's wrong with you?
I think they say she's 15. So, like,
where's 15?
Yes, I'm just saying she's Megan Fox to James Cameron she's.
Well, I get it. Please,
Megan Fox to Michael Bay as Liza Dushku is to James Cameron. There you
15, and they've already lost her this young. It's sad. They already lost her to the wheeling and dealing and peck peeling. So
yeah, but
now we gotta go save this fucking mall rat, and you're just like, I guess, dude.
Yeah,
what
so she's gonna do. Her brilliant idea is to climb the roof and go out on the crane. I'm just gonna get her there so that Dad can show up. And the scene that I'm sure made a lot of grown men just like pop a half chub. Arnold shows up.
That's the scene that makes it
in the jet.
Arnold, everyone.
He shows up in the jet. He's like 2 inches away from the window and just lights the floor up. He's just
what I was thinking?
Like, okay, these are bullets. These
How
rounds.
many people did you kill in the other building?
Exactly. Or when those bullets started going further than the building because you blow out the entire floor of the building and that stuff lands somewhere.
Like, if you
there might be a
me...
person there that it lands on, and
there was a dude cleaning. There was a guy. So there was like, give me the throwaway line of like, hey, just give me a cop. Just go, yeah, we got everybody out of the city, but just maybe one cleaner that we'll lose later for a joke when the bullets go flying by his head. And then I'll be like, great, you just didn't murder a bunch of American citizens on a busy Monday afternoon in their offices in downtown Miami, you psychopath.
But no, they probably murdered everyone.
Dude, in all honesty, I think Arnold's the terrorist of this movie.
He fucking is, dude. He terrorized Switzerland. He fucking terrorized Washington, D.C.
Terrorized his
terrorizing
wife.
fucking Florida. He terrorized his wife, definitely. Like the trauma, the years of mistrust. And
Terrorized Bill Paxton. Like, he's just trying to get pussy from some old dried up bitches.
oh,
Like, it's
yeah,
all
we
good.
forgot that fucking Bill Paxton part where he fucking makes him piss his pants. And Bill Paxton's like, see, you don't want to kill me. And he's just like, and they call him Carlos for some fucking reason. And I was just like, I don't get this joke. So, I was like, I mean, I get it, but I don't get it because it's just so, like everything in this movie pulled from fucking the ether. And just like, this is the way it is now.
They want to show that he's not the spy man. They're the spy men.
Yeah.
They just really wanted to shame him. And I'm just like, why?
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
what? It takes two to tango. You should have gave your wife some attention. She wouldn't be looking for dick elsewhere either, even though that wasn't her main goal. It's still your fault.
Bill Paxton said. Okay?
Exactly. But do you want to villainize Bill Paxton? It takes, like, he's not raping women. They're kind of falling into it. So it's like, shut up.
Duping them of somewhat, but if, like he said, they wouldn't be there to be duped if you were being there for them too. So, but yeah, so Arnold's shooting everything. Fucking Balky's chasing the daughter. He's like, give me that key. Give me that fucking key. She's like, I'll fucking drop it. You need me. And I was like, yeah, why, Balky, why are you out there? Like, just shoot her, have her fall, send someone downstairs to get the key. Like, no one needs to know that you lost the key.
Mm-hmm.
Just shoot your way down. I don't know. Fucking, it's not like you thought you were getting out of here in the first place. You got a helicopter, get in the helicopter, go down, pick up the key, fly back up, okay? There's a lot of options here.
I think the most Balky does is he hits Juno twice. I don't think he really does anything bad in the whole movie.
Yeah. Like, well, no, he doesn't. He tries to.
He shoots people at the mall. He doesn't hurt anybody.
No,
he just waves a gun around. Like, he doesn't do.
For some reason really unloads on Tia Carrere for James Cameron. So
he's just a scared man that just wants a better life for this small group of his friends. It seems like.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if he's a bad guy anymore.
Nah, he is. He sets off a nuke. So
yeah, but like, did he?
I mean, yes, technically, yes.
I mean,
now
he just wanted to be heard,
Yeah. I mean, does Harry kill
Harry's body count versus Balky's?
No, it is. It's very high, but
Balky just blew up an island nobody was on.
I'm not a terrorist though either, Kevin. So
I'm not defending him. I'm just trying to see his point of view. There's no defense, but he has a voice. He had something that he wanted to get out, and maybe they just want to try to deal with him. Maybe what were his demands? I don't know. We were just too busy trying to smuggle warheads.
I mean, he does jump into a bathroom and just start shooting a gun too. So he's not very approachable with.
Well, yeah, but he's been pushed beyond his limits because no one gave the time to him.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I still say Harry kills more people than Balky in this.
No, he definitely does.
So. In cold blood, I might add.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Balky's gun lands on the jet. The daughter lands on the jet. Balky jumps on the jet. There's some dumb jet stuff. Yeah, they almost kill a cleaner.
Yeah.
And then he winks at his daughter, Kevin.
I didn't know what was going on. I was like, do you guys have a relationship? She's literally a stranger to you.
Yeah, so Balky got the gun, and he's just like pointing the gun. He's just like, land the jet, because like I am just standing on top of a jet. It's very scary, actually.
Well, he snaps the jet. I'm like, dude, you risk throwing your like feeble, tiny teenage daughter off a fucking Harrier? God knows
holding on to broken glass.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like, he does this wink nod thing because they're just like try to convey that something's gonna go down.
No, seriously, guys, find me on Twitter. Please tell me what that was for. Was that a kiss your ass goodbye? Like,
that was like, hey, we've been here before.
Have we?
I'm gonna do a barrel roll. Okay, you try to stay on. Okay. If not, daughter number 2's on the way. All right, after we land this shit. So
Like if you would
Yeah,
have said
I was just like, is he gonna? I couldn't remember, Kevin. I was like,
a
is he gonna
barrel
do
roll and a
a
Harrier, I
barrel
don't think that's possible.
I mean, they could try. I think you barrel roll anything, really. So,
Into the ground, maybe.
hey, I didn't say successfully. I just said you could. Yeah. So he just like drops the guy who then doesn't even fall to his death, Kevin. Like I was watching, like the minute I saw him, I was like, oh yes, I remember this scene. I remember how he dies. And by this time, my wife had been sucked into the movie because she had never seen it before, and it was that train wreck that you can't look away from. And I was just like, he's gonna fall, be caught by the missile, and then Arnold's gonna
I
shoot
totally
him.
forgot how he died too. I had to think about it.
Yeah. No,
does he land safely? I couldn't remember.
no. He then shoots the missile into the other terrorist's
Through the building.
helicopter through the
Yeah.
building just to, make sure he got them all. Don't fuck with my family because scorched earth, motherfuckers.
And, like a
Scorched earth.
180, 190-pound man wouldn't throw off the trajectory of the missile at all.
Yeah, not at all. And it would perfectly hit, and the timing was just right. And then this helicopter that's on flames didn't kill anyone when it
On
crashed.
the way down, yeah.
Minimal property damage, and then somehow he just lands with his daughter. It doesn't matter. We just flash forward 6 months after that.
And every time this spy is on a mission, he just blows everything up. He's not sneaky at all. Like I know he was there. Like the media,
he's definitely going the loud route on fucking Hitman. Like they're just like, do you want to go in quiet? He's just like, fucking, I've already killed 3 guys. I don't even know why you're asking me. Like,
so Harry, we got the options. You can go in there stealth, or you can go in there.
He just kills someone in the room. He's just like, Black Ops. they're like they're on our team. He's just like, I'm the top agent.
Sir, you were literally murdering everything. I don't know how he passed the psych eval.
Like what psych eval? He's definitely not passing that. And they're having dinner, Kevin.
Having a thumb war, dude.
Oh yeah, they're doing thumb. Yeah, just like
I was like, is this like symbolism?
Is it supposed to be cute? Like, look, we're all connected now.
Is it the wrestling of the relationships?
No, they're all connected through him.
Through war and killing?
Through war and well, definitely through war and killing. So
definitely.
And Arnold's a dirty fucking cheat at fucking thumb wars. He's doing it. You can't do the reach over, okay?
He put his foot up there.
And
he
fucking
reached
grab
over with his foot because he had like no socks on, and he like put his foot on there, and he was like had his toes on Douche Kuz's face, and I was like, oh, dude.
Yeah, he's like, fucking suck those toes or do your homework.
Ew.
I don't fucking like this movie anymore.
This is extended cut.
James Cameron's fucking gonna ruin your career. So, and then get a phone call, and even though.
It's a year later, everyone, by the way.
Everyone knows that's watching the movie that the distorted voice was Tom Arnold. They distort Tom Arnold's voice. And he says, Doris and Boris, you are on, or some shit.
It's time to clock in.
All right, it's time to clock. Time to fucking get to work. And then she's like, we're on. And what I can only assume
is Mrs. and Mrs. Smith.
It's Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but the most inappropriate workplace environment, because why the fuck would you ever let a husband and wife work Black Ops missions together? Dude, and leave your teenage daughter at home again?
I don't care about that, right? Because
I do, because
it's stupid, right?
Super stupid.
She's got enough Black Ops training in a year to just be
not
going
a
on.
Year, it's 6 months, Kevin. It's 6
a year.
No, 6 months.
Oh. She's got enough Black Ops training in 6 months.
6 months, yes.
And I was like, listen, if she's at that level in 6 months, she's the best agent you've ever had.
You don't need Harry.
She's like fucking Atomic Blonde, and if her and Ethan Hunt had a fucking baby, like she's like, I'm like, whoa. And like Agent 47 was there spanking it. Like she's the ultimate.
She's like, I'll
killer.
add a little baby batter to the mix.
Yeah. And I'm just like,
going
wow.
in quiet, Harry.
Going in loud. Don't forget the suit. And I was like, oh, is this a rib? Like, is this a joke? Like, are we just gonna go do a funny scene to book in the movie with what we started with? This is
It does the scene.
She's doing the same scene that he did in the beginning, and then and Tom Arnold's doing the same gimmick of like, what's the mission, guys? And I was like,
making the same.
Real?
Like, I'm like, why? It's you told him go time for mission. You don't know what the mission is.
I thought
I don't know what the mission is because you won't tell me.
I thought the movie was fucking with me. Like I was like, is this? I thought Harry was going to wake up and he died in the Corvette car wreck. That never. There was no wife. He just thought
Bill Paxton's just talking to a cop. He's like, I don't know what happened. He just jerked the fucking wheel and he just flipped right out. And I don't have the
Bill
roll
Paxton.
Bars.
Great Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton's just some guy he almost hit because he was a drunk driver because Harry was never a spy. He just dreamed it all because he loves his spy novels. And he just, I was like, are we going to wake up? Is this a wake up ending? And then Bill Paxton is in there as a fucking like waiter.
Yeah, still doing the spy gimmick.
Why are you? He's still getting, and he's picking out some hot ass chick. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is this a gimmick? Is this a dream? Why is he here? What the fuck? Where are we? I fucking hate this movie. And then Dustin, while it's still kicking me in the nuts for wasting fucking 2 hours and 50 days of my life watching this shit, it fucking goes, hey, it's time to tango. And I'm like, no, movie, eat a dick. And then even the one time I agree with Tim fucking Allen or whatever, Tim Allen's like, no, don't do it. No tangoing. We got a mission. And I'm like, yeah, man, fucking Tool Time says stop it. I say stop it too.
It's Tom Arnold.
They start fucking tangoing while the old people and everybody, they're waltzing. That's not even tango music. I don't tango, dude, but I know that's not fucking what the fuck.
And like the moves they were doing were like advanced moves, but it just looked like he fucking plopped Jamie Lee Curtis on the
dragged her across the
vagina.
Floor. And I was just like,
oh, that's
what
not
the fuck. What the
Pretty
fuck?
sure you build up to that. That's not your starter move in the tango. Watch me fucking plop her ass.
Listen, dude.
He's just like, and he's just telling the fucking other guy that's just there. He's just like, fucking no more tangos. Like, we can't. No, every time they tango, shit blows up. No, I still don't know what the mission is, Kevin.
What was their mission? It was mission kill viewer. Mission complete.
They were just there to dance and have Tom Arnold talk a lot. And then he's just like, I've been in the van for 17 years, Harry. You're going to be in the van from now on. I was like, Tom Arnold, what are you going to do? We saw what you do in action. You hide behind lampposts.
Yeah, what are you going to do, Tom? Are you going to go in there and kill the buffet?
He's like, yeah.
Is that the mission?
Kill the buffet. I mean, come on.
Eat all the clams and get clam shits.
I got the clam. I really fucked up the mission. I was getting a blowy while I had the clam shits. And he's just like, Jesus, come on, Gibbs, get your fucking act together. He's just like, nah, man, that was the best blowy I've ever had. It made the clam shits like passable.
Or was it the best clams? I don't remember.
Or was the best? I don't even know. Yeah. I mean, this is the guy that was blowing me. He looks at the C team guy. He's like, hey, fucking don't judge us. We spent a lot of time in the van together. Okay.
Dude, God, this movie fucking made me so upset.
I could tell you messaged me instantly. I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I got a little sleepy and bored in the last hour because, again, so long. It's so much long. I was just like, I don't remember this movie being so long. Can James Cameron make a movie not 3 hours? Like,
could James Cameron be respectable of everyone's time in life?
He's like, no, I'm going to make you wear uncomfortable glasses now and watch 4 hours of fucking blue cats fuck. Okay.
I never saw that movie, dude. So
yeah, I know you refuse to watch the rest of James Cameron's wonderful body of work. So you haven't.
I don't know where I tapped out.
If it makes fucking a couple $1 billion, Kevin won't watch it. He's just like, nah.
I already know how it ends. I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah, the boat sinks. The cats live. He's like, I don't need to see these movies.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they wanted to do a sequel, True Lies 2, because of course they would. Everyone's going to reprise their roles, but Cameron was doing the fucking boat movie, and everyone was kind of like, "Hey, we looked at the script. Of course, there was some plane and building stuff, and that was when we're kind of like, the world and basically everything was changing, where you really just can't do like shooting up malls, blowing up planes and buildings, and the whole terrorist thing was kind of running its course, and everyone was kind of like, well, this is kind of a sensitive subject now, so fuck that." And I'm doing this boat movie, and fuck everything. But everyone was just real hard up. I was like, dude, I don't know if that. I hope it never happens.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully us talking about it doesn't make it.
Throw it into the ether, and he just wakes up one day.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying like, oh, they covered it. That's why. It's just more of like now
Fucking
it's in the ether.
Harry's the fucking Omega fucking leader. He's got the eye patch now, and fucking Dushku's in it. She's a fucking
back. She's like
atomic blonde, fucking chopping nuts and doing
like Cameron
struts.
Oder one, so now she's back.
Yeah.
And, Cameron ain't doing shit. So
she's training the next league, and her mom's in there, and she's like, "We teach the tango class in here," and you're just like, "God damn it!"
Like, did any of you take the class before you taught the class, or
and
no?
fucking
Okay.
Yeah, fucking Tom Arnold's in there setting up all the new trinkets and stuff, and some other geeks just like, "Hey, I'm not funny either," and he's like, "Well, we could not be not funny together." You're just like, running time is 8 hours, 15 moons. And you're like, what is that?
It just goes to FX. They're just like, we're just gonna put it on FX. Like,
Yeah. So I mean, I guess recommendation aside, no, it's just a hard, fast, furious no for me. But this movie is fucking old as shit. So if you've already seen it or had the inkling to see it, you've probably already seen it. So I guess it's really neither here nor there. If you do come along and someone's playing it, just leave the room or just fucking smash whatever's playing it. Just
if your dad's like, come on, son, let's beat one out to Jamie Lee Curtis one last time. Like,
you're like, all right, Dad.
Like, all right, Dad, but this is the last time. Don't make
eye
contact.
This is the last time ago.
You said that last Christmas, okay? But this time, don't try to touch mine, okay?
Yeah, like I love the Bill Paxton scenes. He does have those cringy lines in there, but I just him. He's almost out of place in the movie, man. Just his performance and the way he comes off. Just
the whole storyline's out of place in the movie.
I mean, like performance wise, because everyone is just so muted and like just not tolerable. Like Jamie Lee has moments and stuff, but there's just nothing for anyone to work with. And I just think our two leads are just unbearable. The story's whatever. It's just so generic. Let's have bad guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tia Carrere is a babe, but it's not enough.
Yeah, they really don't do anything. Like, literally, the trauma he puts his wife through is worse than anything other than the nuke that they do. So
yeah, he's just a really disgusting guy. Like, he's just a real massive piece of shit, and it's almost like we just have to kill him in the end just to fucking know that he won't hurt her anymore. You know what I mean? And now, in her being the brave wife, she just kind of like lets it go, and now she's in the tag team with them. And like you said, who's taking care of the daughter? The daughter is still damaged, right? Is she still? Yeah. She's still like stealing S&Ds, riding motorcycles. Like
her dad did a barrel roll with her hanging off of a fucking jet, like hundreds of feet in the air, and she has to live with that every day.
Yeah,
he gave her the wink-ish thing and did that. I don't. That's as much as his face moves. I don't know.
What was
Arnold was on Botox before anyone else knew it existed. So
he looks all plasticky. Everyone knew it. Like, it's just, I don't know. And I know the argument is, hey man, it's just a fun '90s action movie. Shut up. You're taking it too seriously. Hey man, I'm just taking what was presented to me, and don't put fucking action, adventure, and comedy in there, and I don't laugh. You know what I mean? Like. Other than the old lady catching a fucking horsetail.
Which I don't think it was even planned. I think she just the horse popped its tail.
If they did that and it was an accidental, even better. But it's just, yeah, like this is a mega hard pass. Dustin, what do you think about True Lies 1994?
I think it's a watch, but only if you've seen it before, so that you can just feel the shame of watching this again. So, like, I felt ashamed. I wish I was in the Kevin boat where I was just shocked and surprised for the first time because it was so unbearably difficult to watch this movie a second time. I started.
The first time
working.
wasn't a treat. You know?
No, the first time wasn't a treat. I started working, Kevin, and I still didn't miss any part of the movie. Okay, so it's just, it's not like I'm glad the sequel didn't happen.
I'm surprised.
And I'm also scared if it does.
To tell you the truth.
Well, Arnold's not doing anything right now, other than
not with him. I'm surprised it just hasn't been like fucking Seth Rogen, fucking Harry or something.
Fucking, I'm sure it's prime for just whatever, for the Craft reboot, where it's like we're in the same timeline, just the different characters and shit. And like here's the one character connecting it, which is probably
remaking it and just do one character to connect it and just being real kind of like heavy-handed with how just fucking horrible of a husband he is, and they just mock it the whole time.
Yeah. It's so there you go. If you've seen it before, watch it. That's my recommendation.
Well, that's it. That's True Lies, 1994, the James Cameron Arnold Schwarzenegger collab that stunk then and stinks even more now. It's Us Versus Movies. You can check out more on the podcast Us Versus Movies. Just go there. You can click a whole bunch of other stuff. It's on any podcast provider. It's on the Buzzsprout if you just got to really hone in on that. If you liked anything you heard today, tell your friends. Check it out. We appreciate that. And we will see you next time for more movies talk that last way too long.